Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday. I know it's a little bit late to start a stream, but I figured I'd hop on for a little bit, hang out, and do some of kind of what we did last stream, some guess the movie, but go back to doing some bracket fight stuff as well. And just kind of hang out and chill, talk about, whatever relevant pop culture topics anyone that hops into chat want to talk about. JDev, great to have you here, man. Hope you had a happy birthday. Hope it was a good one. I know you mentioned watching Scream 2, so if you did so, hopefully that was a good time. I assume it's still going to be top tier for you and did not change too much in your rankings. But yeah, anyone that's hops in chat or watching in the future in the VOD, thanks for being here. Just want to, as I said, kind of do a chill stream hangout. We'll start off with some bracket fight stuff. And yeah, no problem, man. And then probably jump into a little bit of guess the movie stuff as well. Just kind of some variety, I'll say. We'll take a break from stuff like Slay the Spire or like the gaming stuff for tonight. Let me though throw on some music like we had yesterday as well. I'll probably keep adding more music to my just background stuff. I just try to find ones that like aren't super like obnoxious. So let's throw some on. You're also watching Scream 6 right now. Nice. I mean, if you're in Act 1 and 2, you're having a good time. If you're in Act 3, less so. I mean, honestly, even Act 3 is fun. It just, believability goes out the window for me. Let's turn that down a little bit. All right, so let's start off doing a little bit of bracket fight stuff. I did also, for anybody interested, I posted a Bakugo figure arts review finally. I know I've been talking about doing it for some time. My current setup with my like webcam that I'm using and my desk is like a nightmare for actually showing stuff off, like doing like a show and tell, like a figure arts review. So I kind of went back to doing via my phone, and I think it worked overall mostly okay. It definitely picked up the quality of the actual figure a lot better, which is the point of a figure review, showing the stuff in as good a quality as you can. So I'll probably periodically throw some figure reviews back into stuff as well. I put them back up on, you can probably see them on the shelf there. They're at the shrine for the first time. Got it. Nice. Yeah, that may not be the video for you, JDev, but it's something I enjoy. So hopefully some other folks out there have a good time with it. Let me pop over. You probably do have an interest though in my first bracket fight we have, and I haven't seen all these, so keep that in mind. And I don't know, a lot of times these bracket fights, like the exact matchup plays a big role. Like my second favorite thing could just be matched up with my first favorite thing in the first round, and then it kind of just snowballs from there. Let me pop this up. I'll probably have to slide over to the side again though. Yeah, we'll slide over here. All right, so this one, probably obviously at this point, is MCU movies. That's an okay spot, I think. It's not like the whole screen, but there's a lot of excess stuff that I'm like just not keeping on the screen with the image there. All right, so as mentioned, I haven't seen every MCU movie, so keeping that in mind. Ant-Man and the Wasp versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I may give this one up to anybody in chat because I never saw Volume 3. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'm assuming that's probably the winner here. Ant-Man and the Wasp, I've seen parts of on TV, I believe, but definitely not to completion. Yeah, I think by default, I assume I do like the concept of Guardians more than Ant-Man, so even though I haven't seen it, I'm going to say that probably passes just from the history I have with the first two movies. Guardians 2 isn't the best, in my opinion. Guardians 1 was more solid, but I heard 3 is pretty good as well. It may not go far because I haven't seen it, but we're going to allow it to take this first round. All right, we're getting all of the Ant-Man out of the way this first rotation. We have the original Ant-Man, and then we have Quantumania. I never saw Quantumania. I'm kind of just going to go with the first Ant-Man, I think, because I have seen most of that one. We have Kang here, right, who kind of got canceled, and then it sounds like they're kind of bringing him back, I think. 3 is your favorite Guardians movie? I think I'm going to pick the original Ant-Man, but I'm not super high on Ant-Man as a character anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the first Ant-Man. Okay. Age of Ultron. I feel like all these movies that I've like not fully seen are kind of at the up front here. Like we have Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. I don't think I've seen Wakanda Forever. Age of Ultron was kind of a bad Avengers movie, though. It was one of the weaker ones. Hey, Chris. Appreciate you hopping in and hanging out for a bit. You're watching Ouija Origin of Evil 2018 right now. And next I'm going to watch horror movie Slither 2006. Nice. I watched Origin of Evil last year for... I think I did it for one of my 13 horrors of Halloween. So if you want to see my thoughts on that one, definitely check that out. To summarize things, I'm not a big supernatural, like, spiritual horror fan. But if I was, that is one of the better ones for sure. Slither, I think I've seen that one, but it's been a while. It's been a while, I'll say. But, I mean, both solid choices. Yeah, Age of Ultron I'll probably go with here because I don't want to advance something that I haven't seen when there's a choice of something that I have, like, and fully remember. So I'll pick Age of Ultron here. This is actually it's Love and Thunder. I thought it was Ragnarok for a second. Okay, it's Endgame. I've never seen Love and Thunder. It didn't look that great. Pretty much a lot of the later MCU films, I'm not gonna have a lot of input on, so apologies for that. But Endgame is the choice here. I've heard Love and Thunder was not too stellar. Yeah, definitely Endgame. Infinity War and Multiverse of Madness. So once again, I've almost watched Multiverse of Madness a bunch of times because I heard it has some like horror elements in it. And it's kind of a dark film. But Infinity War is top tier, so I think we're going to pick that one. Hey, Eli, I appreciate you hopping in, man. And thank you for that. We're just doing some bracket fight stuff, starting off here with doing MCU films. And I may make myself look bad saying I haven't seen all of them, like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness here. But either way, we're going through them. If anyone feels like strongly, like if there's like a resounding from everyone in the chat, maybe I'll let something go through even if I wouldn't have picked it. But I appreciate you being here, Eli. Love and Thunder sucks. Yeah, I heard people weren't a big fan of that one. It's definitely Infinity War. Okay, Black Panther versus No Way Home. Ooh. Black Panther movies are kind of similar to Ant-Man movies where I did not really get super into them. No Way Home was solid. Like I'm a little bit burnt out on the multiverse stuff, but bringing back like the old school characters from the 2 other franchises was definitely like nostalgia bait, but it was really effective. It was awesome having Doc Ock back, Green Goblin. Honestly, even Jamie Foxx was an improvement on how he was in The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, I agree. There winds up being so many superhero films that you're like, I think that one I've seen. It's been such a long time. Like, I don't know how many movies are on this list. They should have pretty much all of them, but aren't there like 30-something MCU films? And that's not counting all the other superhero movies. Same, I gave up MCU a long time ago. I still kind of stick with some of it, but I don't definitely watch all of them anymore. Honestly, it's probably blasphemous. I've not even seen Deadpool vs. Wolverine. I heard that was like amazing, and I imagine I would love it, but if that's on here, it may not. We'll see how far it goes. Yeah. No Way Home strikes me. I've only seen No Way Home once, but it strikes me as a movie that probably hits better the first time. They also kind of spoiled stuff going into the film. Like, I don't think... I mean, the trailer literally had the bad guys in it. And I think everyone kind of assumed we would get Garfield and Maguire back. Yeah, I don't have... I'm assuming it's on Disney Plus. I don't have Disney Plus, at least for now. Maybe if I do in the future, I'll binge all of the Marvel stuff. Chris, I haven't seen the Brand New Day thing. I know that got mentioned yesterday. I need to check it out, but I have not watched it. Did you guys say in the chat? I don't think I heard who like the villain is in the latest one. I don't mind being spoiled on that at all, but the official trailer dropped. I'll have to watch it. But yeah, we're taking Spider-Man here for sure. Civil War and the Eternals. I never saw the Eternals. It didn't look that good. Civil War was decent, and you had a lot of like... I think this was the first Avengers movie, or not Avengers, but like the first non-Spider-Man movie that Spider-Man was in, right? When they have that fight at the end at the airstrip. You meant the official teaser? All right. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I imagine it's solid. I've heard Tom Holland say like when he's done acting, he's just gonna like disappear from Hollywood. He kind of is Spider-Man though. Like that's his... He's solid as that role. I feel like Andrew Garfield definitely is one of those characters that like people didn't love him at the time, but as time's gone on, they've kind of grown to like him more. But Tom Holland's probably the second best Spider-Man. I probably would go Tobey, Tom Holland, and then Garfield. You like the Eternals? Okay. Yeah, we're running into a problem here where there's like one movie I've seen and then the other one I haven't seen, and by default just picking the one I've seen. I don't love the first Captain America, but it's okay. Shang-Chi I never saw, so I think we're taking Captain America. It's only like 23 seconds. That makes sense. I imagine it's pretty short. I will have to check it out at some point. Is there anything like worthwhile, and does it show us any kind of cool like reveals? But we're gonna take Captain America. I think Shang-Chi's your answer. I like his character, but I've never seen like his own movie. As I said, I'm gonna probably lean towards if I've seen it, continuing it, because then round two we're stuck with Shang-Chi against something else again. Then I haven't seen Shang-Chi still, so. You should check it out after stream. All right, yeah, I may wind up doing that. If I wouldn't be afraid of like a strike, I may pull it up like during stream and look at it. To Captain America. Yeah, I don't really like it either, but it's fine. Okay, we're already back at the top, so maybe, is it? It doesn't feel like we did that many movies. We do have the right side of the bracket still, but yeah, do that. Okay. I'll check it out at least afterwards. I don't know if I'll pull it up during this because unless I'm doing frame by frame, I don't want to have any issues with the stream. Guardians Volume 3. See, we're doing the I haven't seen thing again. I'm kind of leaning toward just picking Ant-Man, even though I imagine Guardians is better because once again, I don't want to like carry a movie that I haven't seen. I think it is Guardians 3, but I just haven't seen it, so I don't want to like have that issue. Yeah, I did not forget Brothers and Lowlives. I will say, if now that you still have another hour or so for your birthday, depending on time zone, but you need to watch Up, though. I will say that. I'm gonna pick Ant-Man just because I have seen Ant-Man, so I have something to like compare it to. Okay, this is an easy endgame. Ultron was... Is it fair to say Age of Ultron is the worst Avengers movie? Because there's what? There's the original, there's Age of Ultron, there's Infinity War, Endgame. Am I missing one? Guardians, sorry. I do think it's probably solid. Yeah, it's definitely Endgame here. Infinity War versus No Way Home. Infinity War definitely has more of the stay power for me. I really enjoyed this movie. Infinity War was kind of where my like MCU fanhood like peaked and then like dipped shortly thereafter. Like even by the time Endgame came around, I was like, I don't overly care how this ends. It's gonna be, they're gonna defeat Thanos again, but let's pick Infinity War. Okay, this one's pretty easy. Civil War over First Avenger. Pretty much, we're picking the movies that have like all of the characters instead of just one of the characters. It's Endgame over Ant-Man. So here's where Guardians would have probably lost, even if we took it to this point. Civil War, yeah. I know a lot of people really dig Civil War. Like, I think it's a lot of people's favorite. I think I have to go Infinity War here, though. I think we're going up with Infinity War. And here is probably where I lose J-Dev at least. Endgame, I know, is a lot of people's favorite. But Infinity War is... I don't know what's going to be on the right half of the bracket here. I don't fully remember. But Infinity War may be my favorite MCU movie. I mean, I feel like the problem with Endgame is Endgame... Like, there's some down moments in it where, like, they're doing the back in time thing. They obviously have the big fight at the end. But then even after that, obviously it's like the culmination. But, like, it's kind of slow when we have, like, the Iron Man ending and then the Captain America ending. I believe Endgame may be your favorite, so we can dock that one as acknowledged, but I'm gonna pick Infinity War here. It made it to the semifinals. It got pretty far. I don't. I think what's his name is gonna be just Doctor Doom going forward. Robert Downey Jr. I don't think he's going to do any Stark stuff. Maybe we'll get like references to Stark, but I'd be surprised if they bring him back. I feel like they kind of buried his character at this point. I know the multiverse thing really allows for anything, but I kind of assume that Stark is gone at this point. Yeah, I never saw Black Widow. Winter Soldier was decent, so we're picking that. Actually, Black Widow was one of our answers yesterday in the Guess the Movie. This one's pretty easy for me. Thor, the movie is decent. The villain in Thor is kind of weak, I'll say. But when the MCU stuff started up, Thor was my favorite. Like, we had, what, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, that whole, like, crew. And Thor was my favorite one for sure. So this was kind of the introduction there. I imagine you have better cast as well. Like, I haven't seen Captain Marvel, but like, is anyone really in that other than Brie Larson and maybe Sam Jackson? You don't like either? You do think Tony Stark's gonna return in Secret Ward. I haven't fully paid attention, if I'm being honest, to like all of the like plan for like whatever phase we're on, phase 5 or something at this point. But it sounds like you may have more insight than I do there. Doom will be Adventure Sequels as Robert Downey. Yeah. I'm curious if... Do we know Doctor Doom's like backstory yet for that movie? Because I'm thinking maybe... like, is like an alternate version of Tony Stark becomes Doctor Doom? I don't know. If they explained that at all. We're taking Thor here. Doctor Strange versus the Dark World. I feel like the Thor: The Dark World is kind of universally thought of as like the worst MCU movie. It definitely, as a Thor fan, it was kind of a bummer. I don't fully remember Doctor Strange. I think that's another one that I've only seen parts of. The Dark World is pretty bad though, so I think we're picking Doctor Strange. They announced Black Panther 3 already. Okay. Guardians 2 or Ragnarok. This one's Ragnarok for me, though. Guardians 2, I imagine of the trilogy, is probably the worst one. I mean, Kurt Russell, I don't feel like added a whole lot to that movie. You think Guardians too? I feel like people think Thor Ragnarok's like one of the best MCU films, don't they? It's a little overrated in my opinion, but I think it's better than Guardians 2. We're gonna go with Thor. All right, OG Guardians or the Hulk. Oh, this is the Ed Norton Hulk. Does this even count as the MCU? I guess Mark Ruffalo didn't have his own Hulk movie. Because we had the Ed Norton, then we had the Eric Bana one, or what was the dude's name that like kind of looked like Ed Norton? Honestly, the Hulk movies have never been that great. Hulk is if I had to have like the most disappointing character in like the Avengers MCU universe, Hulk is probably the answer. There's so much potential there, but I feel like they've never really capitalized on it. The one with Ed Norton, this one was okay, but Guardians take this one. You take Hulk over Guardians 1, but you like 2 and 3? That's kind of surprising. It's going to be called Black Panther 3 Wakanda Reborn. That feels like the most like generic sequel name, something Reborn. I think I'm going to take the original Guardians. I really liked this when it came out. This was like before Chris Pratt became in like every movie, so I liked him a little bit more back then, and it was a fun idea. I didn't see Thunderbolts, but I feel like it was just like a repeat of what Guardians did. Batista was funny. I know he's kind of like branched away and wanted to do more serious stuff, but I feel like this movie has the line I always quote where it's like something goes over his head. He's like, nothing goes over my head. I would catch it. So we'll take Guardians. Iron Man 2 and the Avengers. I'm not a big Iron Man fan. I know it's super popular. All 3 of them people really enjoy. There's a lot of low points in Iron Man though. The Avengers, I don't know how well it's aged. I haven't watched it super recently. But when it came out, it was like obviously the first time you had all of these characters in one movie, as far as I can really remember. So I feel like the impact they had there, that alone takes it over Iron Man 2. You have a picture from 2004 with Dave Bautista. Nice. Is that when he was probably wrestling? Iron Man 3 or Spider-Man Homecoming? I mean, Iron Man's ironically in Homecoming. Once again, I'm not like I like Spider-Man as a character way more than Iron Man. I did not fully jump into the Iron Man hype. I get what his character is going for, but he's kind of like just does the Batman thing where he's just like a wealthy person who has like a suit that really does all the work. Yeah, I think I take Homecoming here. It's not it feels like this is similar, kind of all the Spider-Man movies. This is similar to No Way Home, where like the first time watching it, it's like, oh, this is awesome. We have Spider-Man in this universe. And on rewatch, it probably doesn't fare as well. I'm glad they didn't spend too much time doing the whole like backstory of the character again. We'll take Homecoming. Okay, the original Iron Man or Far From Home. This movie, Far From Home, was kind of a letdown. I really like Mysterio as a character and like Jake Gyllenhaal, but I don't feel like this is a very forgettable movie. Just like they forgot about Spider-Man when they wiped their minds. We'll take Iron Man here. Really looking forward and excited for Iron Man 4 they announced. Really? Are you sure there's an Iron Man 4? Who would be... I mean, Downey Jr. is like done, right? I feel like Iron Man's done with. We're taking Thor here. First movie, both characters. Oh, wait, no, this is the Winter Soldier. Duh. This is not First Avenger. I'm probably still taking Thor. I think people really dig the Winter Soldier. I think people really like it, but I'm going to take Thor here. I take your word for it, but I have not heard much about more Iron Man stuff. I think I'm going to take Thor, but I think people would say the better movie is probably The Winter Soldier. Yeah, I think people agree with that, but my bias says Thor. My bias says Thor again. Ooh, this is a tough matchup. This is tough. Guardians versus the Avengers. That's a cancel. Yeah. But if we all like the same things, we wouldn't need menus at restaurants, right? So this is like the A team, and this is like the defunct B team. I kind of think Guardians I may like more than Avengers, though. I mean, if we're talking about watching it now, I think it's Guardians. Back in its time, like that first time seeing Avengers in theater was like iconic, as I mentioned. So there's like a big place for that one. But as far as actual like movie quality, there's some good one-liners back and forth here. But I think it's Guardians. Homecoming versus Iron Man. I think we take Iron Man here. I mentioned I'm not as big of a fan of him, but it's like, what, the first MCU movie? It's kind of where everything started, so there is some nostalgia for that. You also have, what's his name, Terrence Howard here, who got replaced, right, with Don Cheadle, if I remember correctly. Thor versus Thor Ragnarok. Once again, I think Ragnarok is viewed as like the better movie because it's some people's favorite, but I think I'm somewhat biased by the fact that I was into the superhero stuff a lot more earlier on in the MCU stuff. So I had more fun with those movies back then, and then like as we got later, I was like, okay, cool. The right answer, once again, here is Thor Ragnarok, but we're taking the original Thor. Guardians versus Iron Man. It's Guardians. Disney and Bob Iger announced Iron Man 4 for Marvel Studios Phase 7. Are we on Phase 7? Is that what? Or maybe it's a future phase? I believe you, man. I guess who's playing Stark then? Is it actually Robert Downey? I thought he was completely done though. It's Guardians here if I'm being unbiased. It's better than Thor. And then it's Infinity War. Kind of where I expected us to end, but it's about the journey as well. Some decent matchups we had there. But yeah, I would say Infinity War is probably my favorite MCU film. Okay, let's jump to another one. Bit of a different pace here. 90s action movie. So a bit different, as I said. I'm going to do the same thing where I do with the MCU stuff. I haven't checked what's on this list. It's very possible I haven't seen a lot of these movies, so in those instances, if I haven't seen like both movies, I will definitely take the chat consensus on what to advance. But we'll see. The Hunt for Red October or Twister. I think it's Twister for me. I think it's Twister. Action is kind of loosely defined because I guess this is action, but normally I think of action like somebody has like a weapon in their hand, but we'll take Twister. Ooh, The Mummy or Escape from LA? It's The Mummy. I mean, The Mummy was classic. Once again, ton of lines in that one. I feel like the one I always remember is when the boat, like they all jump off of it, and Brendan Fraser's on one side of the river and the other guy's on the other side. And he's like, look who's got all the horses. And then he yells back at him. He's like, hey, Benny, look who's on the wrong side of the river. It just feels like such a good, like, one-liners in that movie. I don't know what I like more, The Mummy or Mummy 2. That one's tough. But we're taking The Mummy here. I don't doubt that Tony Stark would reprise his role. Yeah, it'd be weird to have somebody else doing that, I will say. I don't know if I've seen Judge Dredd. I have seen The Fugitive, so I think we're going to go that direction. Yeah. I also don't know if I've seen Alien. I don't think I've seen Alien 3. Starship Troopers was a classic, though. I remember seeing that one in theaters. Crimson Tide, Danger Runs Deep, or Die Hard with a Vengeance. Also kind of blurry. I don't know if I've seen either of these. The only like Die Hard that I definitely have seen is the first one. So if people have a strong opinion here, I'm willing to take feedback on this one. Because I don't think I've seen either of these. Denzel and Gene Hackman. Is that like a submarine? Interesting. But what are people thoughts on the rest of the Die Hard franchises? Is like the franchise in general viewed as being favorable, or is it just as that I've only seen the first one, so I don't really. I've seen parts of maybe the other ones, but not from start to finish. Maybe by default, if no one's got an opinion, we'll take the Die Hard reference because I do know that franchise at least. Yeah, we'll say Die Hard. Bad Boys vs. Independence Day. Interesting. It's been a long time since I've seen Independence Day. Bad Boys kind of a classic. I may like the second one more than the first one, but we'll take Bad Boys. Batman Forever versus Dick Tracy. I don't know if I've seen Dick Tracy. Batman Forever, also one I saw in theaters. I know it's not super highly thought of. It's kind of funny seeing like these actors. Like we have Jim Carrey here, Tommy Lee Jones here. We're going to pick Batman Forever. Armageddon, Lethal Weapon 3. I need to kind of rewatch the Lethal Weapon franchise. I don't know if I know the difference in the films. I'm pretty sure I've seen them all at some point. We'll say Armageddon here. The Crow and Robin Hood. I actually never saw The Crow. Obviously, they had the sequel come out recently that I don't think people really liked. But the first one, I think, is pretty adored by fans. Kevin Costner's Robin Hood. I don't know if I've seen that either. Answer probably is The Crow. But I know Robin Hood's story. I guess I know his story as well with, like, I think his girlfriend gets killed and he's, like, seeking revenge. It's probably actually The Crow. We'll say that even though I don't fully know the details of it. Hang On and Street Fighter. I think, J-Dab, this was in one of your shorts recently, which I have not seen. Street Fighter. I mean, it's one of probably the many bad video game movies from back in the day. I'm going to pick Street Fighter. I don't think it's probably actually better. Navy SEALs, I've never seen. Then we have Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I kind of want to pick Mortal Kombat just to see it face off maybe with Street Fighter. Is that Charlie Sheen there? RoboCop 2 and Desperado. I've never seen Desperado. We're going to take RoboCop 2 here. Backdraft and GoldenEye. I remember the Backdraft ride at like Universal. GoldenEye, I played the game on N64, but the movie I don't fully remember. It's probably Backdraft. Heat and Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Is an action movie, apparently. I don't remember Heat, so we're taking Mario. it's kind of hated by a lot of people. Okay, this is kind of an unfair matchup. Surprisingly, I really like Dragonheart. I don't know if everybody's seen that movie, but classic. You have Dennis Quaid playing like the knight, and you have Sean Connery playing the dragon. Man, if this wasn't a first round matchup, both of these could have gone the distance. It's probably Terminator 2, but I have a soft spot for Dragonheart, if I'm being honest. Yeah, we'll take T2. Dante's Peak and The Matrix. Okay, that's an easy Matrix for me. Twister and The Mummy. Definitely The Mummy. The Fugitive. We'll take Starship Troopers here. Bad Boys. Batman Forever. I mean, we'll take The Crow. It's got to be better than Street Fighter, right? I'll take Mortal Kombat here. I'm not a big RoboCop guy. Mario Bros. Once again, this could have been the finals. Like, what is this final or the bottom part of the bracket over here? T2 versus The Matrix. This could be my top two, if I'm being honest. We will take T2. The Mummy. Yeah, Bad Boys. The Crow. It's kind of skating by, even though I don't have the nostalgia for it. Definitely T2 there. Mummy. I'm kind of seeing where we're going to end things off here. Yeah, The Mummy and T2. Ooh. The Mummy is like great, but it's not Terminator 2. All right, what's on the other side? I haven't seen either of these. Universal Soldier and Waterworld. I like Kevin Costner, sure. Boy Scout and Rush Hour. Definitely Rush Hour. I don't know if I've seen Boy Scout. Oh. Or did, let me try refreshing. There we go. Take Rush Hour. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. The Negotiator. I haven't seen either of these. I mean, Star Trek 6, that can't be that good, right? Take The Negotiator, I guess. Last Action Hero, Austin Powers 1. Austin Powers for sure. It's borderline action. It's kind of more comedy. Enemy of the State or TMNT. I'll take TMNT. I heard this is coming back to theaters this summer. I may have to check that out. Take The Rock. I don't have a strong opinion there. Eraser. Eraser's kind of an underrated film by Schwarzenegger. I've never seen either of these. They both don't look great, if I'm being honest. I'm tempted to pick Three Ninjas because it looks so bad, whereas this looks like it's trying to be good. We're going to pick that. I haven't seen either of these either. Volcano and Firebirds. I see a cast over here, so we're going to take that one. Clear Present Danger versus Con Air. I think we'll take Con Air here. Broken Arrow or Men in Black? Definitely Men in Black. That was when Will Smith was at his like best moments. Demolition Man or Timothy Secret of the Ooze? We'll take Secret of the Ooze, honestly. I like the Turtles. Face Off or Batman Returns? I don't have nostalgia for Face Off, so we'll say Batman. From Dusk Till Dawn or Speed? Ooh, both pretty good here. I feel like we go from like two that I've never heard of and then two that are like solid. Probably From Dusk Till Dawn. True Lies or Blade? True Lies probably. That may surprise people. The old Schwarzenegger movies I feel like were really solid. Air Force One. One of Harrison Ford's best. All right, Rush Hour. Austin Powers. Turtles. I never watched the 10 Star Trek movies, but I own all of them on DVD and thinking about Star Trek TV series. I mean, it obviously is like has a passionate fan base by having so many things. I've heard some of the more like recent TV shows they've done, people didn't like as much. Eraser here. Con Air, I guess. Ooh. Men in Black. From Dusk Till Dawn. This one's tough. Probably Air Force One, though. I mean, 2 action comedies. Rush Hour 2 I like more than Rush Hour. Austin Powers. First one's solid, though. I think we're going to take the first Austin Powers. Ninja Turtles over Eraser. Men in Black. The left side of the bracket felt a little stronger than this side. Honestly, Air Force One is a pretty good action movie. This is tough. This is definitely tough. We'll say Austin Powers, but I don't know if I really feel that way. Yeah. Men in Black or Air Force One. Both really strong. I think I'm picking Air Force One. It's kind of a sleeper, like really good action movie. I meant to say I'm thinking of getting the Star Trek TV series seasons 1 through on Blu-ray at Barnes & Noble. Nice. I imagine that'll be a pretty good pickup. This one's hard. I don't think either of them are winning in the finals, but Austin Powers, I guess. Yeah, and then T2, hard to take that guy out. All right, what else we have on here? We have a few more that I grabbed. Also, if anyone has any requests, like Chris, if you have anything that you are curious that you want me to run through for a bracket fight, like specific things, like all whatever, like I did like Dragon Ball characters in the past, or like horror icons, stuff like that. Open to like trying to find a bracket that fits somebody's curiosity. Okay, so now we're doing best 2000s horror movie. And honestly, I can see some of the options on this one. This feels like it's going to be a very weird list. I don't know who put together these picks, but there's like maybe like 30 movies. And then like Saw 1 through 6 or something is like all on here. So it's going to be very Saw heavy, it feels like. We'll see how far they get. I haven't seen either of these, I don't think. Chasing Sleep in Session 9. Somebody was talking about Session 9 the other day in chat. I don't know, Chris, if that was you or not, but I thought somebody mentioned it the other day. I was going to say, is that Jeff Daniels? Also, hilarious that we're at the horror movies, and the reference to Jeff Daniels up top is Dumb and Dumber. Obviously, he's in that, but it's weird that they're like promoting that as his like selling point for this horror movie. The nightmare begins when you open your eyes. That's a very cheesy tagline. I think we'll take Session 9. I don't know anything about either of these, but I don't know. I don't know how well Jeff Daniels works in a horror movie. Thanksgiving movies? I haven't seen any of those, so that may be tough for me. If you want to share your favorites in the chat, you're welcome to. But I've never seen those. I'm familiar with what they are, but I have zero input on which ones. They're on Tubi. That kind of makes sense. I mean, they're a little bit probably lower budget, right? All right, the others in Frailty. I know Frailty is a commonly mentioned, like this is a really good underrated horror movie or drama even. The others I feel like I wanted to like a lot, but the like twist in that movie didn't really work for me. So we'll go with Frailty. I mostly dig it. May in the Ring. I've never seen May. It has Anna Faris in it. Frailty, yeah, that is a fan favorite by a lot of people. I feel like it's a lot of people when they say like, hey, this is a really underrated movie. I think that's on YouTube to watch still, probably. It's got to be The Ring because I've never seen May, and also The Ring is like iconic. I was thinking when the other 4 movies are named. Yeah, it's a. I mean, it's a kind of a generic title, just just like a one-word thing. We'll take The Ring. 28 Days Later or Identity. I don't know if I've seen Identity. It's kind of got a cool like poster here with like the bodies being the fingers. What do we have in here? John Cusack, it says. I don't know if I've seen that. I don't think I've heard of it. It's kind of a generic title like Frailty was, though. Identity. 28 Days Later, I know it, so I think we're going to pick that. It was pitched as being like the scariest movie when it came out. Obviously, we just got 28 years later this year, and that whole trilogy is going to be probably going on. We'll see 28 Days Later. TCM or Saw? So, I'm not a big Texas Chainsaw fan, so that bias being known. But I will say this one with Jessica Biel is, considering I don't like that franchise, I feel like this movie's actually pretty solid. It's probably up there as far as one of the better horror remakes of all time. Or like reboots, I guess, rather. It's a big turkey killing. Yeah, I've heard of Thanksgiving. It's kind of like that mix of like comedy horror where it's like slasher, but it's like kind of slapstick too. I've never watched them, but I've seen like, I think those back in the day, I remember seeing like the boxes in like Blockbuster, I think. In a different matchup, I may have picked TCM, but Saw is Saw, so. And here's my point that I made where we're getting more Saw movies. Exorcism of Emily Rose. I mentioned this earlier. I'm not huge on like the supernatural stuff or like the overly religious horror movies. Saw 2 is solid. Honestly, I will say though, I'm kind of torn on Saw 2. I feel like when it came out, it was my favorite in the franchise and stuff like that. And for the longest time, I've just kind of assumed it is still. But there are parts where they're like going through the house that kind of drag, if I'm being like realistic, but it's gonna definitely win this one. Skeleton Key and Saw 3. I haven't seen the Skeleton Key in a long time. That was kind of an underrated horror franchise though. I think the Skeleton Key, if I remember the first one, I think I saw this one in theaters and it ends like sad. Like the bad guys kind of win, not to give too much away, but I think I remember it ending with like kind of a bad ending. Saw 3 versus the Skeleton Key. Because this is like so Saw heavy, I think we'll probably take the Skeleton Key here. Have I seen Python 2002? I've not. I've seen Anaconda, which they are making a new one of those. With like Ice Cube and J-Lo. And Owen Wilson, strangely enough, John Voight. I think a lot of people in that one. We'll take the Skeleton Key just for promoting another franchise here. Saw 3 is pretty good though. Saw 4 versus The Girl Next Door. I don't think I've seen The Girl Next Door. So even though Saw 4 isn't my favorite Saw, I think it's going to probably move on here. Which, it's probably good I take Saw 3 at the last one because it would have just been a Saw competition. All right, back at the top. Frailty is going to take this one. The Ring or 28 Days Later? I think The Ring. Saw versus Saw 2. I'll take Saw 2. Skeleton Key or Saw 4? We'll take the Skeleton Key here. Frailty or The Ring? Ooh. I mean, The Ring was like such a moment in time. It was almost like the Blair Witch where like the joke was after the movie, somebody would like call their friend's house and be like, 7 days. But is it better than Frailty? I don't have like the nostalgia for Frailty because I first watched it only like a couple of years ago. Python came out in 2000. Okay. Yeah, I've only seen Anaconda, so I'm not familiar with Python. I assume the same concept with like Killer Snake, maybe? Maybe Frailty here. I mean, The Ring was just so iconic, but I haven't watched it in a long time, though. The moment in where she's like in the closet at the beginning where her jaw just drops, that was like super creepy, I remember. Python 2 was 2002, all right. I have not seen that franchise at all. I mean, neither of these are my favorite. If I had to watch one now, it would probably be Frailty, so we'll pick that. Saw 2. Saw 2. The Poughkeepsie Tapes or Vacancy? I don't know if I've seen either of these. I'm familiar with the title of both of them. Luke Wilson and Kate Beckinsale in a horror movie. That's interesting. The Poughkeepsie Tapes feel like more my alley. What do we say? In the 1990s, a serial killer terrorized an upstate New York town. Some murderers left clues, some warnings, then left. This, I mean, without having much context to either one, I think we're picking the Poughkeepsie Tapes. Then they made a Boa vs. Python. That sounds like very, very C-graded horror movie. Is this like, I don't know, Freddy vs. Jason style? Cloverfield and Quarantine. Interesting. I really wish these weren't together because they both have somewhat their own charm. I mean, I guess they're together because they're both found footage, so people probably lump them together for that reason. The hard part is this is best horror movie. I don't think of Cloverfield really as a horror movie. I mean, there's monsters or whatever, so there's that, but it's not really scary. Quarantine is actually has some scary moments in it. I rewatched that like last year, I think. It does have Jennifer Carpenter for the Dexter fans out there, obviously on the cover here. I really got into Cloverfield, like the whole like mystery about like where this thing came from and that stuff, but they kind of left us hanging. As far as a watch now, I think we're gonna take Quarantine, honestly. Did you know Freddy's character is in Python 2? I did not. You mean like Freddy Krueger, we're saying? I did not know that. Rec vs. Saw 5. I've wanted to watch Rec a few times. I have not gotten around to it. I pretty strongly dislike Saw 5, so by default, we're taking Rec. The Strangers or Antichrist? I've never seen Antichrist. We're going to take The Strangers. Not Freddy, but the act. Oh, okay. So, God, I'm like blanking on names when I'm doing these lives. Why am I blanking on his name? It's gonna drive me nuts. Robert Englund. Yeah. Okay. That's cool to have him in that movie. It's kind of surprising. I guess he didn't really do too much else outside of Nightmare. So kind of a cool cameo. All right, Paranormal Activity or Pontypool. I've never heard of this. Paranormal, I wasn't big in the franchise, but since I've actually watched the first one, we're going to pick that. Saw 6 or The Collector. I know people really dig The Collector. I watched it a couple years ago for the first time, and I didn't really get the hype. I feel like it's kind of similar to Frailty, somewhat of a hidden, like, people really dig this movie. I think they're making a third one. We're going to take Saw 6 because I wasn't super hyped on it. The Eclipse or The Last House on the Left? I've not seen The Eclipse. I have seen Last House on the Left. It wasn't the best, but I've at least seen it. What Lies Beneath and The Mothman Prophecies? I don't have much to say about either of these. We're going to pick What Lies Beneath. Quarantine. Strangers, I don't really like, but I haven't seen Wreck, so bit of a problem. We'll take The Strangers, but that may not actually be true. Saw 6. Is this gonna be a saw off at the end? We'll take Last House on the Left here. Quarantine. Saw 6. Saw 6 or Quarantine is probably Saw 6. Okay, yeah, we're taking Saw 2 there. So I knew there was a lot of Saw films in that, but it kind of became a little obnoxious at the end, I will say. All right, what do we have next up? Best horror movies from the 2020 to 2024. So extremely modern choices here. I would have to pick Saw 6. That's a lot of people's favorite. So I don't think you're alone there. I do like the whole insurance angle and like the comment on like the social commentary on where things are with our healthcare industry, but the ending for Saw 6 has never been the strongest for me. Also, I believe that's one where you have like the janitor who just smokes cigarettes, so he's in this trap. So okay, this is going to be hard. So we have best horror movie from 2020 to 2024. And I'm not sure how to approach this because similar to what I just talked about with Cloverfield, are we doing best movie now that these are all on this list? Or are we saying best horror movie? Like, are we saying best movie that provides a horror element? Or just, I think I'm going to say best movie now that these are like pre-selected as being horror movies. I say that because Godzilla Minus One is awesome, but I don't overly view it as horror. Like Godzilla, I get can be like scary, but kind of seem more action to me. Drama. I never saw Exorcist Believer. I know it kind of got dogged on a lot. It was supposed to be a trilogy that died after the first movie. It's obviously Godzilla here. Yeah, they're making 3 movies. The Collected. Is that the name of the third one? Because there's The Collector, The Collection. And I guess you're saying The Collected is the third one. It's in development, yeah. I never watched the second one. I probably should. But the first one, I was like, this is fine. It's like a home invasion movie with some Saw-esque traps. Evil Dead Rise or Hell House LLC Origins. Okay, I don't think this is the original Hell House LLC. It sounds like it's a follow-up, like a prequel maybe. I've only seen Hell House. Evil Dead Rise was awesome. It's not my favorite Evil Dead movie, but it was definitely a solid film. We're gonna pick that. Last Night in Soho and Infinity Pool. So I actually haven't seen either of these. I've heard a lot talked about both of them. If anyone feels super strongly, I'll pick the one they prefer, but I think I've heard more recently people mention Infinity Pool, so maybe I just select that one. The second one you actually kind of like, it's way better than the first one. Okay, I may have to give it a shot then, because I don't know, the first one just felt kind of generic. There wasn't a whole lot that I felt like really made it stand out. We'll just pick Infinity Pool here, Chris, unless you got something that you think you strongly want. Whichever one wins here is probably not going to last very long. I will say that. But we'll probably just take Infinity Pool then if we're not overly concerned either way. Barbarian or Malignant? Interesting. Very similar-esque films were kind of surprising endings. Malignant, I didn't like as much as a lot of people. I feel like it's viewed as kind of up there with some of the better, like, I want to say like artsy horror movies. I think I like Barbarian more. Saw 10 or Scream 5? I don't hate Scream 5, but I'm thinking Saw 10 here. The Invisible Man or Hellraiser? I never saw the Hellraiser. This was on Hulu, right? We'll just take the Invisible Man because I have a reference with that one. Deadstream or Speak No Evil? Saw 10, yeah. Hopefully we get... I'm kind of worried about the direction of Saw because now that Blumhouse has the rights, I kind of assume we're going to do a reboot of the franchise and not get Saw 11. I've never seen either of these, but quality-wise, Speak No Evil looks like it's probably better than Deadstream. Like, that looks like one of those, like, Unfriended movies where it's, like, a lot of phone or computer usage. This looks like it could be good. I just have not seen it. Heretic or Studio 666? You never saw the new Hellraiser? Yeah, I never saw it either. I haven't really seen all the Hellraiser movies in general. Like, Pinhead's a cool icon, but I have not checked out those movies. We're taking Heretic here. I did review this on the channel. I liked it. The ending wasn't the best, but this is the Foo Fighters dude, right? Taking Heretic here. Quiet Place Part 2 or Halloween Ends? I don't really have a strong opinion here. I think people love A Quiet Place as a franchise, but it's never really done a lot for me. Is it better than Halloween Ends? Probably. Which would I rather watch? I don't know. You watched Deadstream on Tubi. You love that movie? Okay, well, sorry, I didn't want to picking it, but I may check it out if you, it sounds like you like it, so. I think the right answer here is A Quiet Place Part 2, but I don't know, the Quiet Place franchise just, it feels kind of boring to me. Like, Halloween Ends isn't that good, but it's not as boring to me as Quiet Place. We'll take A Quiet Place Part 2, though, I think, here. Yeah. Abigail or Longlegs? So I actually have not seen Longlegs. Abigail I mostly liked, so we're going to pick that one. X or Smile? Interesting. This is probably blasphemous, but I know both of these are, like, well regarded by horror fans, but I don't really like either of them. Like, they both have their moments, but I would never, like, pick either of these over a lot of other movies. I don't like the direction they went. Yeah, I think a lot of people felt that way, that they didn't really give us the satisfying ending to the Laurie Strode, Michael Myers, like, feud. I'll pick X here, but I don't, you know, Smile, they're both kind of just okay to me. Titane or Becky? I've never seen Titane. Becky, I didn't really like a whole lot. I mainly watched it because I saw that Kevin James was in it playing a bad guy, which sounded super interesting. I love Kevin James as, like, a comedic actor. They rushed it too much. That makes sense too. That they probably did. I mean, they knew they wanted to do a trilogy. They're just like, let's push this thing out there. Because I haven't seen Titane, I think Becky is the answer, but I was kind of neutral on it as a movie overall. It was kind of just, I feel like Becky was an R-rated Home Alone. That's probably how I would sum it up. I can't remember if I did watch Becky 2, honestly. If I did, I watched it, like, right after the first one. But I don't remember if I did. I may have, like, had it on the background or something. Nope and Candyman. I'm gonna, like, offend a lot of people here. This falls in the same category of X and Smile, where Nope really wasn't that good for me. I like the concept of something in the sky or whatever, but I don't know. I guess I'll take Candyman here. Romulus or Suitable Flesh? Need to watch all of Romulus. I've watched part of it. I think we'll take it here. I've never seen Suitable Flesh. Beetlejuice. I did not see. Watcher? That sounds familiar, but that's also just a really generic title. I think I've seen a TV show that had a very similar title. I don't think either of these are going that far. We'll take Watcher, I guess, but... Talk to Me in FNAF. Talk to Me, I liked. It was not maybe... I feel like people pitched it as like their favorite movie of all time. I don't think I would go there. But considering like a group of YouTubers wound up making it, and then they made Bring Her Back, which I still need to see. We'll take Talk to Me. The new FNAF trailer looks probably better than the first one. This one's tough. It's Godzilla, but Evil Dead Rise I do like. Barbarian, definitely. Saw 10. Heretic. The second round's going a lot faster for sure. X is better than Becky. FNAF, I love the movie. I'm so excited for the sequel. That's awesome. Yeah, the sequel, the trailer that came out the other day looked promising. It looked like they kind of leaned more into the horror stuff. We'll take Romulus here. Talk to Me. I don't want to like spoil things, but Godzilla's going to be a hard one to dethrone. -1 was a really good movie. I highly recommend it if anyone has not seen it. It does an incredible job. Normally my big critique with Godzilla movies, ironically, we're going to have a bracket up next that will kind of cover that, but Godzilla movies, the criticism whenever like, especially the American ones, they try to focus too much on the human story. And -1, when they did that, I was actually like, oh, you can have a good human story? I've never been used to that at all, so I highly endorse Godzilla -1 if nobody's, if you haven't seen it in chat. Definitely solid. Like, even if you're not like a kaiju fan, I think you'll have a good time with it. It's a good human story. I do like Barbarian, but that's a tough one. Ooh, both solid. I'm not a huge fan of him overall because he's more in like rom-coms, but I liked him in Dungeons and Dragons and also Heretic. We'll take Saw 10 here. Here's where we're going to take Abigail over X. As I said, I'm not a big X fan. Abigail was mostly okay. Ooh, Romulus or Talk to Me. These are both probably around the same area. Probably Romulus, but I mean, I could see either way here. I hate to do it to my boy John Kramer, but as I said, Godzilla -1. You know, I didn't think I liked Abigail that much. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong. It was an above average movie, but it's not like a 10 out of 10 for me, but it's making the semis, I think, here. And then it's quickly going away. All right, what's on the other side? The Substance or Halloween Kills? I need to see The Substance. I have not seen it. It's definitely high up on my list. I mentioned this, I think maybe last stream, that it's not on any streaming service, I don't think. So that's why I have not jumped into it. But I know it was like nominated for like Best Picture and stuff last year. So it's gotta be a good movie. I'm not like big into the body horror stuff. I do plan to probably see it Together, which hopefully will be good, but I'm probably judging off of assumptions. Halloween Kills was okay. It's like a pretty good slasher, but the end of the movie doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and it's not one I really need to rewatch. So I think based off of Hope, we probably pick The Substance here. They're gonna have Skeet Ulrich and Matthew Lillard. I did see that. Kind of cool having like the Scream duo in FNAF. Yeah, they're gonna be in FNAF too. I mean, we already had Lillard in the first one, but Skeet joining is gonna be cool. We'll take the Substance, even though I haven't seen it. Totally Killer and Terrifier 3. Haven't seen Totally Killer. I know the idea. I think that one's on Amazon, right? Where it's like kind of Back to the Future-esque plot. I'm not the biggest Terrifier fan. I think we'll take it though here because I actually have a frame of reference. This is called No One Will Save You. Black Phone, I like Ethan Hawke a lot, but I was somewhat underwhelmed. I know people really dig it. The second one I do think looks good. We'll take Black Phone. The Substance I need to check out. Yeah, I agree. It's highly praised. I feel like it's kind of blasphemous that I have not seen The Substance. Orphan First Kill or Smile 2. These are both very forgettable movies. I wasn't high on Smile 2. Black Phone 2, I'm excited. Yeah, that looks... I mean, talking about Freddy Krueger with Robert Englund. I'm getting Robert Englund vibes from Ethan Hawke there. It's been a long time since I've seen the Orphan stuff. Smile 2 I just didn't really like, though. Eesh. We'll take Smile 2, but I don't love it. Fresh or Terrifier 2? I have not seen Fresh. I don't think I've even heard of Fresh, if I'm being honest. Orphan 3, I'm excited. I might go see a movie in theater. Are they still making Orphan movies? I haven't seen any of that franchise in a while. I think we're taking Terrifier 2 because I have not seen Fresh. Yeah, Black Phone 2, I am excited. That may be my most anticipated fall movie this year. Prey or Cobweb? I actually haven't seen either of these. I really want to see Prey. I know that's like the reboot of Predator on Hulu. Cobweb I've heard good things about too. I don't know why I haven't checked that one out. I feel like that and Talk to Me were kind of really the buzz when they both came out. I think I'll probably like Prey more, so we're gonna say that. Host and Megan. I think I've seen Host, but I don't remember it. We'll take Megan here. When Evil Lurks or In a Violent Nature. Prey's your favorite option? Haven't seen all of it In a Violent Nature. I know it's kind of criticism is it's a little slower. I've seen The Kill with the Yoga Girl, which is pretty gnarly. I don't know, Chris, what do you think about this one? If you have an opinion here, I'm willing to rock with it. They are making Megan 3. I was a little unsure because Megan 2 kind of bombed in the box office, and I feel like Jason Blum acknowledged it. He was like, we thought Megan was indestructible. We thought she was like the next horror icon. So I feel like they got a little bit overconfident, it sounded like. We'll take probably In a Violent Nature, but I'm not super high on either. Strange Darling and Spiral. Yikes. Okay, my least favorite Saw movie and the movie that I watched this year that I may do a review on for Halloween and maybe a bit of a tease here. I didn't like it as much as a lot of people. I remember I went to the convention I went to where the Evil Dead cast was speaking, and one of the former cast members said Strange Darling was like one of their favorite horror movies, and I was like, okay. But I didn't like it. I feel like if the movie was not out of order, it wouldn't have been as interesting. Also, I didn't really dig the whole like unassuming killer plot that they went with. I think we'll pick Strange Darling because I really dislike Spiral. but it's not going to last probably super long. The First Omen or The Night House. I've never heard of The Night House, so The First Omen, I guess. Fear Street Part 2 or Fall. You have to pick Spiral. That's fair. I know a lot of people really dig Spiral. I feel like if it wasn't a Saw movie, I would have appreciated it more. But we have like the pig laugh or the pig instead of the clown, and then like the laugh or the voice for Jigsaw is kind of distracting. Like instead of it being like a deep John Kramer, it's like, hello, detective, whatever. It's like, it's not great. It's Fear Street Part 2. I have a good time with it. Fall, I watched, and it did like the Vertigo thing pretty well. I like the kind of twist they had. I won't spoil it if people haven't seen it, but she, I think, gets a little bit impacted by the elements, and yeah, it's definitely Fear Street 2 here. The Menu or Knock at the Cabin? Knock at the Cabin, I was very disappointed by. It's The Menu. I mean, Knock at the Cabin kind of suffers from M. Night Shyamalan twist fatigue. Like, there kind of was no twist, but people really expected one. We'll take The Menu. It was kind of a fun time. Scream 6 or Maxine? Actually, Jada mentioned he was watching Scream 6. I don't love it, but I also really don't like Maxine or like the X trilogy as much as a lot of people. We're gonna take Scream 6 here. Late Night with the Devil or Immaculate. So I need to watch all of this. I've seen like the clips of him on like the night show that he does. I'm gonna assume that's probably the one we're gonna pick. Another Dexter reference with David Smolkian. Never seen Possessor, so Thanksgiving. I have mostly a fun time with that. Pearl or The Rental? Yeah, Scream 6 is... The movie overall isn't bad. It's just, it ends a little bit goofy. I don't think I've heard of The Rental. So, Pearl. The Substance or Terrifier 3. We're going to carry The Substance forward even though we haven't seen it. Thanksgiving, yeah. I have a fun time with Thanksgiving. Definitely Black Phone here. Same as The Substance. We're going to pick the movie we haven't seen but we feel probably good about. Pearl, yep. Maybe a hot take, but Megan, I think. Strange Darling. I know I was just ripping on it, but... Ooh. I think the problem with these brackets, we get a lot of like ones I don't care about, then ones that are like solid. These are completely different styles of movie. We get the campy slasher on the left, and then we get the kind of like satirical, I don't know, horror movie on the right. I think it's Fear Street Part 2. The Menu is like a better movie, if that makes sense, but I think I would rather watch Fear Street Part 2. Like, once you watch The Menu one time, I don't know if it does much afterwards. I'm assuming the answer is probably over here, but we'll go with Scream 6 because I do have more reference with it. Thanksgiving over Pearl. Actually, can I take back that choice? I'm rethinking that one. Well, we can't, I don't think. Well, actually, it's Pearl for Thanksgiving. I was blinded by how much I vaguely view the X franchise as like okay, but Thanksgiving is a fun time, but it's definitely not a good movie. We'll take Black Phone here finally because I do have a reference for it, so we'll take out The Substance. I guess maybe we'll do that with Megan too. I think Prey is probably better than Megan, but Fear Street Part 2 for sure. Pearl is probably my favorite of the X trilogy. As much as I kind of have been dogging on it, I think we'll pick that one again here. Black Phone. I think I'd rather watch Fear Street Part 2. That's probably like not a popular opinion to have. We're gonna pick that. And we will take black film here. Kind of a weird direction. It's Godzilla. That's an easy choice. Godzilla -1. I don't know if it's really a horror movie, but of this list, Godzilla -1 may be in my top 10 movies of all time, honestly. That was a very unintentional transition, but for anyone who may be interested, I saw a Godzilla Monsters bracket here. I looked up a few of them. I don't know if this is actually the best one. I thought it may be, but also these pictures on this first one look awful. Like, I don't even know what monster this is on the right. I could not tell you. Obviously, we have Godzilla here, so he probably wins, but like, what is this? This isn't like the smog monster, is it? Like, I can't tell what is happening here. We're going to pick Godzilla. Hopefully the rest of them are. What am I looking at? Maybe this was an awful bracket. What is this? What is this on the left? This is like an animated character, and then like, I can't tell what that is. I swear I know Godzilla monsters, but I don't know what either of these are. We'll pick this thing, I guess. Okay. Finally, something that I actually know. Hopefully it stays that way. We have King Kong versus King Caesar. I mean, they're very similar in like style. They're both kind of like big beasts. King Caesar's not in a whole lot of movies, if I remember correctly. He's kind of just like a minor character a lot. I kind of like his design more than King Kong. And I guess when we have the character here, we're going to say all versions of them. I'm assuming we're not going to get like a Warner Brothers King Kong on this list. We'll just say like this is every King Kong. Like this is the one from Godzilla vs. King Kong, I believe. The like original. King Caesar is kind of cool though. Is he better than King Kong? I don't know. He does have a fun design. We'll say King Kong here, though. I think it's hard to not pick him there. All right, so we're doing the very much similar character versus similar character. We have Anguirus on the left and Baragon on the right. Baragon is cool, but he kind of got screwed here because Anguirus is elite, so we're picking him. All right, what do we have? We have Batra and Manila. So this is, for folks that don't know, this is like Godzilla's son, more or less. And then we have the evil version of Mothra, more or less. Batra's kind of cool. Manila I kind of liked as a kid, but he's kind of worthless. So Batra. All right, we have what's his name? Varan and Destroya. I think once again, Varan and Baragon, I feel like I kind of mix up sometimes. He's cool, but he's not Destroya. I mean, look at this guy. He's like a demonic Godzilla. All right, we have Ebra and I forgot what this guy's name was. Gabra? I think it was Gabra. I feel like Ebra's a sleeper like favorite from a lot of people. His movie kind of sucks though. I mean, Gabra just kind of looks like a alternate Godzilla though. I think we'll take Gabra, but it's not a big win. Okay, what do we have here? We have some vulture. I don't think that's Rodan. It's like a vulture of some kind. And then what is this? What are some of these inclusions? I have no idea what that is. We'll pick this guy. Ooh, we have Muto and Gamera, right? That's Gamera on the left. It's a really weird picture choice. Muto was kind of underwhelming when he got added to the Warner Brothers American ones. I think we're going Gamera over here. What am I like? What is it? What is this? This is not a this is not a Godzilla monster, I swear. I think this guy, I don't know his name. I think he's from one of the later movies that I did not see. I saw like all of the older ones, but I think this is one from like 2000. Don't know his name, but he looks kind of cool. We'll pick him. I don't know what either of these are. They look like the same thing. Maybe this wasn't the best Godzilla bracket. The one flying. I don't know. Mothra. And this does look like the smog monster. Take Mothra here. We have, what's his name? Gorosaurus, I think is his name. He kind of doesn't do much. He's in, like, Destroy All Monsters. Is this Gigan or, Ghidorah on the left? I can't really tell, like, what is happening. We have what looks like Ghidorah, but they have two pairs of, like, they have back legs. What is that? This may be a version of him that I'm not familiar with. I can't tell if this is like going to be the representation of Ghidorah. If it is, then I would pick it, but I don't know what these back legs are. Surprisingly, we'll go with the, I think his name is Gorosaurus. Megalon versus Jet Jaguar. Ooh. Megalon's cool, but Jet Jaguar, come on. All right, we finally do have Ghidorah and Mecha Godzilla, though. Ooh. Two of the most iconic villains. They may be the top two, honestly, if you ask most people. I'll pick Ghidorah, though. Okay, now we have Mecha Ghidorah, and this also, I think, is one of the later ones. Is this like Monster Zero or something? We're going to pick Mecha Ghidorah there. All right, back to the top. Godzilla versus Squid that I've never seen. Anguirus over King Kong. Sorry, King Kong. Destroyer there. Gamera. Mothra. I'm noticing a lot of similarities in these names. Jet Jaguar there. I mean, him or the mechanical version with the fake middle head. We'll go with the original. It's kind of tough to beat that one. So this may be a hot take. Anguirus, I think I like more than Godzilla. He was in the second Godzilla movie, and they fought. But then after that, they kind of became best buds, and they're like teaming up in most of the movies. I really dig Anguirus. We're going with him. Destroyer. Ooh. Probably Mothra here. Ooh, Jet Jaguar is pretty sick, but Ghidorah. This could be a finals for me, potentially. Like, these are both awesome. I think we rock Anguirus, though. Ghidorah. And yeah, he's gonna be tough to beat. All right, what do we have? We have a Squid. I think this is actually Monster X or whatever, Monster Zero, whatever his name is. I don't know what the thing on the left is at all, so picking that. Is this like Fire Rodan? Why is he like standing up with like hands? Like, this should be a bird. I don't know what this is on the right either. Some of these like variations of the characters I'm not familiar with. I forgot the name of this dude. He's in Destroy All Monsters also. He just kind of is like a long snake looking thing. Space Godzilla is pretty awesome. Okay, do we have multiple Mecha Godzillas? Because I thought we had one on the left. Unless I screwed that up. I feel like a lot of times Mothra looks like Space Godzilla. All right, do you want the ones with the extra pieces, or honestly, the old school one probably is cooler. Okay, we have Titanosaurus, kind of a nod to the recent Jurassic Park. The large plant eater is shares the name with this guy. They have the same kind of fins on their back. What is this on the right? Is this Zilla from the '98 movie? Just like in animated form? I think they had him get destroyed in one of the like later Godzilla movies. Titanosaurus is kind of cool. All right, here's Mothra and Gigan. Ooh, Gigan's gonna be a tough out also. Okay, what is this thing again? What is this? Is this just like a placeholder? Biollante is awesome. He was one of the cooler monsters. He's like Godzilla. His DNA fused with like plant DNA. He's gigantic too. I actually have, you probably can't see it, but back there I have one of my older toys of this guy. We saw these both already. This is one of those brackets where we double up on people. I mean, if I was doing this for real, it's Space Godzilla again. It's Mecha Godzilla. Okay, since Anguirus is on the left, I'm not going to pick him again here because we don't want that doubling up. I don't know why they just don't leave it blank. I still don't know what these two are. Just going to fly through these ones that are like doubles. Yeah. All right. Ooh, this is tough. We're taking Space Godzilla. Gigan for sure. We just took Space Godzilla, so I guess Biollante. Okay, we have screwed this up so much. Space Godzilla, Gigan. This one's kind of hard. We'll go Mecha Godzilla. Mothra. Two of my favorite villains. Gigan is peak though. Probably Mecha Godzilla here. Gigan. I mean, honestly, if I was picking my favorite Godzilla, like, I want to say protagonist, but like nice monster versus like bad monster, these are probably the two. I don't know. These are probably my two favorites though. Do I feel like being a hero or a villain today? We'll take Anguirus. We'll play the nice guy. All right. I know that was a bit of a pivot from most of the people super enjoy on the channel, but I am a Godzilla fan and figured I'd throw that one in there. Kind of fittingly after -1 though. Didn't really plan that. All right. Last bracket before we do some Guess the Movie. This is, what is this? Just best horror movie all time. So we'll see what we have in here. I'm going to embarrass myself by not knowing some of these probably. All right, the original Alien or Final Chapter, it's Alien. Carrie or Dracula? I mean, it's kind of both a little bit dated at this point. We'll take Carrie, I guess. Halloween or Black Christmas? Halloween. Nosferatu or X? I will take X here. I feel like Nosferatu is a bit dated. A Quiet Place or The Lost Boys? Definitely The Lost Boys. Sixth Sense or Creep? We'll go Creep. Or Sixth Sense, rather. Yeah, Halloween. I don't have the same nostalgia for a lot of people. I feel like it's kind of a slow movie for me, honestly. I know people really love Dr. Sleep. I'm not super high on it, but it's probably better than the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Creep, I thought about doing that one as far as a review as well. I was a little bit let down by it. I didn't like it probably much as a lot of people did. I think Sinister. I did review this one previously on the channel and I had a good time with it. Seven or Final Destination? Interesting choices. Yeah, Sinister. I think here we go 7. Scream or The Omen? Take Scream. As I said, I'm not overly into the supernatural stuff. Bride of Frankenstein or Ready or Not? That's an interesting comparison here. Bride is probably better, but I do struggle with older films sometimes. Let's say Ready or Not. It's a fun movie. Final Destination. I mean, that one was kind of tough. Night of the Living Dead follows the same thing I just mentioned, so we'll take Saw. Oh, The Omen, yeah. The Fly or Tremors. I'm gonna make a lot of people mad here because people really dig The Fly, but Tremors for me. Shaun of the Dead or Candyman? Shaun of the Dead. American Werewolf in London. I've actually not seen that. I really need to. I know it's a classic. The Descent is a super awesome horror movie though, so we'll go with that here. The Shining or Child's Play? I'm not a big Shining fan overall. I mentioned that with Dr. Sleep, but Child's Play I think I'll pick here. Fly, I think most people would agree with you. We're gonna take Alien here. Two movies that I feel like aren't as great as a lot of people would probably prefer me say. We do have like the classic older versus the modern favorite. Yeah, Child's Play I thought made sense. This one's hard. Probably Halloween. Yeah. The Lost Boys or The Sixth Sense. I need to watch this. I feel like I've seen not like the full movie in a long time. We'll say The Lost Boys here. I watched that for the first time. Was it only last year? I don't have the like deep nostalgia, but I had a good time with it. Sinister over Dr. Sleep for me. Seven or Scream? You picked The Sixth Sense. That's fair. This is a tough one. You think Seven here? I mean, as a standalone movie, it may be. Well, question is like, what's a better horror movie, or which one would I rather watch? I don't know if those are different answers. I don't frequently rewatch Seven. I feel like that it's a bit of a deeper like movie that it's not like traumatizing, but I feel like it's a kind of darker. I really liked Seven growing up for sure. I think I'm gonna pick Scream here. You haven't seen Seven yet? Yeah, I would definitely watch it for sure. Like obviously you see on the cover here we have Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. There's also somebody else that I guess I don't know if it's public that they're in the movie, but there's the third famous actor who I don't love a whole lot, but it's a good movie. It's like a detective movie. It's kind of like if you like the original Saw, I feel like there's a lot of Seven influence on the original Saw movie, where they're trying to figure out who this killer is, and it's got a pretty shocking ending similar to Saw. So you own it on DVD? Yeah, I would give it a watch for sure. It's a lot of people's like in their very top of their list. I think I'll say Scream here, but they're both like excellent movies. Ready or Not, Saw. Tremors or Shaun of the Dead? Well, if I'm being real, it's Shaun of the Dead. I do have a love for Tremors. We'll take The Descent here over Child's Play. Gonna take Alien here. I realize Halloween has like a strong influence on like horror movies that came after it, but if I'm judging just its movie itself, I think I'm taking Sinister here, honestly. I know another one that's a classic for people, but Sinister I think I like the more. We're gonna take Saw over Scream. Shaun of the Dead or The Descent? This one's hard. Yeah, I need to give it a rewatch. It's been a while. The Descent was like my go-to movie for people that had never seen it, like growing up, as far as like, hey, let's watch this horror movie. That was when I definitely pitched as being one for people to watch. I think I'm going to take it over Shaun of the Dead here. Alien or Sinister? Is it bad if I want to say Sinister here? I think I'm going to. Once again, not nearly as iconic, but Saw or The Descent? Probably Saw. Sinister Saw. Saw. Alright, other side of the bracket. Silence of the Lambs or The Ring? I need to give Silence of the Lambs another watch. I'm going to say The Ring, though. Hereditary, American Psycho. Hot take, I didn't really like American Psycho. Hereditary is solid. It's kind of overhyped, but it's a good movie. Evil Dead 2 or Barbarian. I'd also watch the first 2 Evil Deads again. It's been a while for those. We'll say Barbarian here. Misery or Mandy? I think I've seen Misery a while ago. Mandy, I've never seen, so you would have picked Evil Dead. That's fair. We're going to say Misery, but just because I have never seen Mandy. The Birds or The Witch? Or I guess The Witch is technically. I mean, The Birds, I feel like probably doesn't age super well with the CGI, or like they're like birds flying around on the screen. We'll say The Witch, but I'm not super high on it. It's not my like go-to. Get Out's probably better than Christine. You have to rewatch that movie. I haven't seen The Birds. It's one I haven't seen in a long time. I feel like loses some of its like scare factor when you like have seen modern movies, because pretty much the whole time they're just like walking around and there's just like these very poorly aged birds flying around the screen. It definitely doesn't do it any favors. You haven't seen The Birds or The Witch? I mean, people really dig The Witch. I'm not overly high on it, but I know it's like a big favorite. It's definitely Nightmare over Poltergeist here. Rosemary's Baby or You're Next? So I don't know if I really remember You're Next. I'm not high on Rosemary's Baby, but I don't know if like this doesn't feel like the You're Next poster that I'm familiar with. I don't know if I've seen it or not. You think You're Next here? I don't know if I remember Yours Next. Like, what was the plot of that one? Let me look real quick. I don't want to like just throw it out there without having much input, but it sounds familiar, but I just don't remember, which may not be a good thing actually if I have seen it. Okay, I have seen this. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm not like high on Rosemary's Baby, but I may pick that one because I was not a big You're Next fan. So we're gonna pick Rosemary's. Psycho or The Hills Have Eyes remake? I mean, another classic that probably is the right choice, but The Hills Have Eyes was another one that like I would watch years ago. I haven't watched in a long time. It's obviously a little bit dark and gross, but we're gonna pick that. 28 Days Later, The Conjuring. Ooh. This is hard. Probably The Conjuring, though. The Hills Have Eyes, yeah. So I never have actually seen Train to Busan. I've wanted to watch it a few times. I have seen It Follows. I'm not high on it. I think Train to Busan's probably better, so we're just gonna pick that here. The Exorcist or Dawn of the Dead? This looks like the 2004 Dawn of the Dead. Exorcist, I don't feel like... I mean, I get it still scares a lot of people, but we're gonna pick Dawn of the Dead. I kind of like the remake. Never seen Suspiria. Cabin in the Woods I do like. Jaws or Hellraiser? Jaws. TCM or the It remake? The Thing or The Devil's Rejects? I remember seeing The Devil's Rejects in theaters. It's The Thing, though. Yeah, The Exorcist definitely has a strong impact. I just, as far as if I'm going to put on a movie to watch, I don't think I'm ever really going to pick The Exorcist. It's probably Hereditary. I know I mentioned it was like overrated a little bit, but it's still a good movie. Barbarian. We'll say Get Out. You would have picked The Devil's Rejects. That's fair. Nightmare. Ooh, this one's hard. Where Say the Hills Have Eyes? As I said, it is kind of a grosser movie. Dawn of the Dead here. Cabin in the Woods. Probably The Thing. I mean, these are like the two modern... Honestly, this is supposed to be like best horror movie of all time bracket, but these are like the two modern answers. Probably Hereditary. Nightmare. Dawn of the Dead. Ooh. I really like Cabin in the Woods. I like the ending to that movie. Hereditary. The Cabin. I think we may... Hereditary is definitely a better acted movie, though. The Cabin. I didn't really plan for this, but we got another a Saw winner. So, well, that's the brackets that I've picked for today. If anyone has any more that we want to kind of like run back with, we can. But let's do some. Let me take that off. Some guess the movies. Probably won't go for too much longer, but we'll do a little bit of guess the movie. Okay, we just actually had a refresh, so we can do this newer one that just got put up. All right, I need to slide over again still. Trying to make it as like visible. I could do the thing where I have like my camera much smaller and just have this be the whole screen. Maybe that'd be smarter, but we're gonna run with this. I did not watch the TCM Netflix movie. I heard it wasn't the greatest. I remember seeing the trailer with like the dude on the bus with him being like, "You're gonna be so canceled, guy," with the phone. Yeah, I never saw it either. More partially because I'm not a big TCM fan and it didn't like look that great. All right, so let's do some guess the game. This is some creature. Is this like a mosasaur? Jurassic World. Just throw something out there. Why does this look animated? 90% though, 8.2. Wow, pretty well received. This looks kind of animated, but I can't tell if that's actually the case. 90%? That's pretty dang good. Definitely ocean-based because we have some kind of fish, and then we have a speedboat out here. Or not a speedboat, I guess more of a just standard boat. 90% in the 8.2 has me confused because this doesn't look like a good movie, if I'm being honest. And any of my guesses would also be not good movies. I mean, just because it's so high, I'm just gonna say like Jaws, but I don't think that's remotely the answer. Animation Family. Is this Finding Nemo? I think this is Finding Nemo. Okay, it was. So definitely was animated. I wasn't fully sure until we got there because the first picture it looks a little bit unsure, but yeah, definitely Nemo. I mean, this was, yeah, a lot of these pictures would have been very obvious. Notable actor. I don't think Albert Brooks would have helped me. I don't know who that is. Fair enough. Yeah, right. All right, I think I need to now jump to a much previous day. Okay, cool. Here we are. All right, what is happening here? This just looks like Are we underwater here? I'm going to see the new Superman 2025 movie tomorrow with your girlfriend and her parents at the movie theater. I've not seen Superman. I really thought about it. I am a little bit superheroed out, but it seems like, I mean, James Gunn kind of has a strong reputation. It seems like it made somewhat of a return to form for DC. I've heard good things. I imagine you'll have a good time with it. I'll probably watch it when it comes to streaming eventually, because it definitely feels like it's a strong movie. Yeah, this looks less animated, but Nemo, it kind of looks old too, doesn't it? Like the camera. Because I don't know, we'll just throw Jaws again. There's only one shark movie, right? Oh, this is animated. What the? I swear if this is like Finding Dory. 88% 7.9, so once again, very high. What are we doing here? This gives me like Toy Story vibes, like we're crossing the street. I swear if this is Finding Dory. But it does kind of give some Toy Story. Also don't know if Finding Dory scored that high. No. Comedy Family. It doesn't even... Oh, it does say animation. I do think maybe Toy Story. That last one made me think they were like crossing the street. I don't think it's the first one though. It looks like a little bit more modern, or like not super old graphics. Maybe let's say like Toy Story 2. Or would this be, what is this? A plane? Something international? I'm not thinking it's Toy Story 2 anymore, but we'll just send it there. Oh, it was. Okay. We probably could have gotten it on this one, honestly. As I said, it looks like somebody's like crossing the road type of thing with like the traffic cones here. I think that's what was happening over here. 99. I don't know if I remember the tarmac scene. Okay, this would have been given away. This is the one with like Zurg in it, where they're all at the Al's Toy Barn. Wow, okay, yeah. Nice. A couple animated movies back to back. Something broken here. Is this also animated? It looks newish. I mean, I'm getting like Mulan vibes from this thing, but it doesn't feel like... I feel like Mulan's a little bit older for an art style of this. I mean, this also looks like Mulan. Unless it's another Studio Ghibli movie. 74%, 7.6. I'm just going to put one of the other Mulans. It's a high score, though, so I don't know if Mulan 2 or Rise of a Warrior would be any of those options. Okay, what is here? Okay, action, adventure, animation, family, comedy. What is this? This is like giving me Little Mermaid vibes. Maybe like How to Train Your Dragon. Nope. 2008. Oh, Kung Fu Panda, right? But there's like 4 of those movies, so now I'm gonna have to guess which one it is that came out in 2008. That seems like one of the older ones, right? You would think. I mean, there are 4 of them, but all right, it was the first one. If they brought Stu as Matthew Lillard's character and Skeet Ulrich in Scream 7, I'm guessing it's probably going to be AR Flashback Scream 7. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, unless they somehow they pull like a Dexter and they're resurrected, but I think the weird part is bringing David Arquette back. So I'm getting flashback assumptions, but we'll have to see what they get used for. Maybe they'll be ghosts, like what they've done with Dexter with like the bad guys. Yeah, he could be still alive. I mean, his is probably the most believable. David Arquette's doesn't make sense. I mean, Stu is possible though, but I feel like when you added the other people, like the guy from Scream 3, like all these extra additions becomes less and less likely. All right, we've gotten 3 animated movies in a row. Can we go for 4? Honestly, it kind of looks like it is. Kind of looks like it is. Not getting much from this. We have a clock. This is like Beauty and the Beast vibes, but I don't think they've made a animated version of those in a long time. It's a long couch. This is like giving me 101 Dalmatians vibes for some reason. I can't tell how modern this does look. Yeah, we'll send down Beauty and the Beast. Not that. 75%, 74. I also was thinking like Inside Out for some reason here. Okay, this looks like definitely a fancy, almost like a castle. I mean, we'll just name more, actually we'll do that. Oh, Frozen. Did we get Frozen 2 yesterday? Nice. I mean, these would have been super helpful. Frozen, I guess, does fit the aesthetic, and it is a little. This looked a little bit more modern than Beauty and the Beast. Okay, what do we got here? Sailboat. What was that movie with Zac Efron? Charlie St. Cloud? Not that. 48%, 6.8, so not overly something people liked. Interesting. Yeah, definitely a sad one. I don't know what's going on here. I feel like this gives me like Jurassic Park environment vibes, but then there's a car, so I don't think it's that. I kind of just want to throw something random out there. We bought a zoo. Once again, not that, but rom-com. Oh, this is 50 First Dates. They're in Hawaii. Nice. I don't know why we get a Megan 3. We're getting a soulmate movie. I'm surprised that you would move forward with Megan 3 unless they feel very confident with the script, because 2 did seem like it didn't do well. Yeah, this is Sandler on his boat. I wouldn't have gotten it from that. This maybe could have been possible because this is him. Yeah, when he's like pretending to have his car broken down and to get her to stop. This was obvious. This is Drew Barrymore on the dock here. Is this Rob Schneider, I think, playing this character? Sean Astin. Decent movie. Not too bad. What do we have here? A house on the edge of a cliff. little strange. So, not feeling like it's a modern time movie. As I say that, I'm going to say like Everest or something because there's like snow back there. No. 44%, 6.3. So not really well liked. Okay, we got this house, and then we have this other house like hanging over the edge. This looks like we're in a submarine. A series of unfortunate events. I don't think I've seen that, so I wanted to take your word for it. Submarine. For some reason I was thinking like the Meg, but I'll rock that. I don't have much of a better guess at this point. I'm assuming yes, it's this whole title. Tis not. Guessing based off of books. That's fair. Action, adventure, thriller, war, mystery, every movie ever to exist genre. Is this Inception? I don't know if this is... He looks a little bit balder to be Leo, but this kind of gives me war, though. Also, these settings I don't really know. I'm trying to guess who this is. That's a lot of genres. Just gonna send it on that, but I don't think it's that. What's the one where he walks in the underwater suit? I don't know. What do we got going on here? JK. Yeah, 2021. So this was also during pandemic. Definitely giving more like military vibes. That crossed my mind, but maybe. I don't know what this picture is. I don't think so. Well, this doesn't look like this is in America. Also, these uniforms look like they're not like US based. I'll send it on JoJo. Wait, JoJo was in 2021 though. That came out prior to that, right? Huh. Maybe we'll just type because I would just skip otherwise, but 2021, I think it came out prior to that. Ralph Fiennes. She looks familiar. Who is that? What do you think? Do we even need a Megan 3? Or are we getting a soulmate movie that's going to take place around the first two? I don't think we need it. So I haven't seen Megan 2 yet, but I did hear it didn't do great. It seemed like they just kind of copied like Terminator and made her like a good guy or an anti-hero. I don't know how Megan 2 ends, so I don't fully know, but I imagine maybe she goes back to like being on her own. And like I assume Megan 2 probably ends with her like escaping and then like being a wild card in the future. But I don't think we need probably a third one, but if people support it, then why not? But it feels like 2 probably didn't do great. I don't know if I know this movie. Don't know if I know this movie. These are very obscure photos we've gotten thus far. Ralph Fiennes would probably help if I knew it, but I don't think I do. We may take the L on this one. I'm probably just gonna skip. Like we're in court here, presumably. Like some kind of like proceeding is taking place. We'll skip there. Ooh, you look familiar. don't think I know this. It's giving World War II. Yeah. Definitely the outfits. And I mean the background though, where is this at? This is like the Alps. Is this Frozen 3? I just watched Jojo Rabbit. I really liked it. I was a fan of it. I've only watched it once, so maybe I need to give it a rewatch, but I really dug it. I don't know this movie. I probably am fine with just skipping because I'm pretty confident I've never seen it. So we have reindeer in the background. Question is, have I even heard of it? I think we forfeit. I can just search like war and see what fun movie comes up. It's not War Dogs, not War of the Worlds. None of these stick out as really great options. The Kingsman. I have not seen The Kingsman, so don't feel too bad about that one. All right. Is that a bike tire? Are we at like a country club? Like that looks like somewhat like that. Some coast maybe here. Like somewhere on the East Coast maybe. With no information, we're going Free Willy. It's not that. 69% 7.2, very middle of the road. Just dark picture of house. This is giving more like horror vibe, like Black Phone-esque. I don't know about this first picture though. So maybe we send it on something like Black Phone. Action, comedy, crime. Oh, this is... Wait. Is this 21 Jump Street? I was thinking action, comedy, crime. That would be like the... They are quite generic. They're in school, so that's why I'm thinking 21 Jump Street. I think this is where they stay at, what's the name in the movie? Seth's mom's house? Jonah Hill's mom's house? Is it 21 or 22? This is Channing Tatum. Yeah, we're going to send on 21 Jump Street. It was. Yeah, this is when he's hanging out with the lab geeks, looking at like the phones. That's true. 22 is college. That should have been a giveaway. Hey, we got Dave Franco, who's also in Together. All right, yeah, this picture is obvious. Ooh, got some foreign writing. Yeah, I don't know what they would do for another Jump Street movie though, because they did high school. Did they have a tease at the end of the last one? I don't remember. Obviously, they did high school, college, and then I would consider it. Depends if they like. I don't want them rehashing the same jokes again. Med school, yeah, you can go for graduate degree. I don't have much to go on here. This looks new-ish. Let's just say like Rush Hour 3. No. 42%, 6.7. This is giving like Underwater or the Meg vibes. The Meg does take place in Asia. So maybe we try that. Lambo looks spacey. Yeah, I'm gonna try the Meg. Nope. You were right. Space appears to be involved. Is this Top Gun? Sci-fi though. They're making Rush Hour 4. Really? With Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker still? 3 I don't think was that good. 2 I think is my favorite of the movies. Okay, if this is space, sci-fi would make sense. Adventure, thriller, action. Why are we getting in planes? Getting in planes makes it feel like we're like fighting something. Like we're fighting aliens. Like Independence Day or something like that. It's not a bad guess. I mean, we do have, yeah, I mean, we're just talking about Godzilla. I mean, it's a pretty bad score, which could be Godzilla. Problem is, I don't know if I would call Godzilla a thriller or adventure. I think I'm gonna know this movie because the scene, I'm just kind of missing what this is, but I'm gonna just send it on like Independence Day. I don't think it's that, but I can pretend I can actually spell it there. No, 98 though. So I mean, not a bad guess. Okay, they're at the helm here. This isn't like Apollo, is it? You think Godzilla 98? The hard part is Godzilla 98 takes place in New York. So I'm not sure what this scene it would be. Rush Hour 4 is in development right now. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan are returning. As long as it's solid, I do think Rush Hour 3 was a bit of a cash grab. I think they wasn't super great. Oh no, it came out in 98. I mean, Godzilla 98 is a thing though. That's why it is a thing. I may throw that guess out there, honestly. I mean, it's not called that. It's the one with Matthew Broderick in it. I think it's just called Godzilla. People refer to him more as Zilla, though. I don't think. I promise I don't want to pick the first Godzilla, so I don't know which Godzilla type in Godzilla is going to pick. No. Bruce Willis. I think I was right when I was thinking this is Apollo, right? Or no, Armageddon. I mean, we got Owen Wilson. I should have just gone with Apollo in the last one, but I'll try Armageddon here. Okay, it was. Cool. I mean, sci-fi, I guess, a little bit. Those are all kind of vague selections for describing this movie. Oh, we got there eventually. What is going on here? Honestly, this makes me think of, well, no, but not the cars, but this is like the market scene in Sinners almost. What does it say? Something meats. So relatively modern vehicles. Without much to go on, I think we're just going to say Super 8. No. 47%, 6.5. Okay, we're at baseball. Oh, is this some kid that gets like, this isn't Black Phone, is it? Somebody gets kidnapped from a baseball game. 47% is pretty low. I don't know if Black Phone would be that bad. I thought somebody gets kidnapped from like a baseball game in some movie though, and no. Action, sci-fi, comedy, family. This isn't like that Neighborhood Watch movie with Ben Stiller, is it? Field of Dreams. I mean, but this car looks pretty new. Also sci-fi. Like, I think this car is too new for that. I'm just gonna say, was it just called The Watch? You're talking about Angels in the Outfield? I'm gonna send another watch. Yeah, 2020. This is way too current. What is happening here? This is giving me like Fast and Furious vibes. What is this guy doing? There's comedy, family in this. Also came out during pandemic. Comedy, family. Yeah, it Ready Player One came out a little before this. Yeah, that was like in the late 2010s. This is in 2020. The problem is this picture doesn't like scream comedy to me. You know what it could be? I think this could be Sonic, actually. I think this is Sonic. I think it is. When did the first Sonic come out? Does 2020 make sense for that? Because we have 3 of them now. We'll just try straight up Sonic. I'm pretty sure it's one of them. Nice. Cool, we got this one. So I kind of, once I got here, the comedy aspect, I'm like, this is Dr. Robotnik. And this is, what's his name? Sonic's friend. And the opening, I'm pretty sure he runs around the bases. And this is like the small town they're from. Okay, yeah, Ben Schwartz. That is the guy who plays Sonic. He voices him. All right, we would have gotten there eventually. that probably would have made it pretty easy. Ooh. Is this in like Miami? Too Fast, Too Furious. Is that not on here? Perhaps they don't have Too Fast, Too Furious? Fast X Part 2? Is that really a movie? Texture of the movie? Yeah, I mean, this definitely gives Miami vibes. Why is Too Fast, Too Furious not on here? So I guess it's not that. This looks like kind of older. You know, it's just Scarface, whatever. Send on something. 57%, 7.1. You know what this is? No, actually, I don't think it is. We'll try it. I think it could be War Dogs, but I'm not positive. It was. Nice. This is when they're trying to fill for gas, and then like the bad guys are chasing after them. And this is like obviously their domestic location. This wouldn't have helped too much. This is the guy that kind of screws them over. Not really helpful. We have Miles Teller here though. And he comes in and he like throws the thing through the window at Jonah Hill somewhere over here. Okay, yeah, this would have definitely been helpful. Decent movie. Not the best, but it's a fun one. This is also Screaming Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda. It looks pretty new. 3? I was gonna say 2, but 3 maybe? No. 57%, 6.2. What does this say? Does it say 1921? Huh. Polar Express? Don't know. Just because you gave me train tracks? No. Is this Cars? Animation Family Adventure Comedy? You gave me a highway, I immediately jumped to Cars now. And this looks like something that would be in Cars. There's a few of those too, though. There's 3. I can't tell if this looks like pretty modern. I don't think I've really seen the Cars franchise. So 2011 Cars 2. I almost picked that one, but we had the right franchise. Yeah, this was pretty obvious at this point. It looked like not super old, so that's why I was like debating a sequel. But okay, we have to go to the bunch that we haven't done. This could be Field of Dreams, talk about that. Actually, well, this kind of reminds me of the guy in Men in Black. He's kind of just stumbling himself, but I don't know why there'd be a kid here. I'm on IMDb right now. Avatar Fire and Ash release. Okay, it comes out December this year. They do typically pick like the Christmas time frame. 3 hours, 12 minutes. That's... I may not be there. I still need to see the second one, but that much time in the theater is a little rough. I don't know these people. If it was Field of Dreams, they wouldn't show us like a field right away, right? Like it's kind of silly. .44%, 6.2. All right, different vibes here. We're in more oceany. Plane. It's not the greatest movie though. Okay, we got a car over there. This screams like rom-com to me. What's that one rom-com where the person flies in late? They come to the like in-laws place. The one where they're getting like investigated for, I don't know, tax, like falsifying their wedding for tax reasons. It gives me vibes of that movie. Yeah, I'm getting the proposal vibes. It is not The Proposal. There is romance. There's not comedy. Drama, action, war, history. Yeah, I was wrong, but that's kind of the direction I was going. This looks old. An old action, war, history, romance, drama. No shot at getting this. I feel like pretty confident that I'm not going to get this. Some grocery. Hollywood Motor Court. A war movie that has romance in it. I don't know. We're just going to send in a platoon. I don't know why. 2001. Oh, it's not that old, actually. I was mistaken. This picture looked like very dated, but maybe it's taking place in the past. 2001. Are we carrying somebody's casket here? I can't remember when I did Black Hawk Down the other day if it was correct. Because if so, this is probably not it, but... What was that other movie that was like a war movie with Mel Gibson, like Men of Honor or something like that? I don't think I know this. Ben Affleck. We have like sailors here. 2001 Ben Affleck war movie. It's not, what was that one called? Tears of the Sun. Michael Bay. That's what's his face? Who shot somebody on set. I think I'm going to wind up knowing this at the end because there are so many famous people, but I don't, in this moment, think I do. Alec Baldwin, yeah, that's him right there. So, older movie because, I mean, this hat just screams like older. I don't think this is this, but... 2001 though, it's not that old. I think Brad Pitt's really the only one that I think of because he's in that, right? 2001 is where I'm trying to think of movies that came out at that time period. Don't know. We're gonna send it on that. Pearl Harbor. Oh, that makes so much sense. This is literally like Pearl Harbor. I forgot about that movie, honestly. I think I watched it in school one time, but I mean, yeah, this is literally okay. That was attainable. Well, can't get them all. Okay, some like flats with the white van outside. Today we're just gonna continue to send it on a black phone because there's a van outside. No. Okay, this looks old. Irish pub. This is like Cheers or something, it feels like. But I don't think that was a movie. Gives like How I Met Your Mother vibes too. 63%, 7.1. Very middle of the road. Was there a Cheers movie? No. I don't know. Well, you have to. Oh, well, Any like older movie that I know of, I feel like isn't gonna have that low of a score. We'll just send it on Ghost for some reason. No. Drama. This is the first time there's just been one genre. It is not even bothering to mess around. So we have to wait 4 years for Avatar 2 in 2019 or 2029. 2 years for 5. I mean, Avatar's release window feels like it's just James Cameron's doing whatever he wants because we waited like 15 years for the second one. Or 10 years, however long it was between them. Drama. Don't think I know this from that. We're just gonna send it on Fugitive because that was an earlier movie. 2006. Okay. This is giving like Manchester by the Sea, but that movie's not that old. Right? I don't think it's that old. I'm going to send it on that because I don't have a better guess, but... No. Oh. How did I take this long? This is Rocky Balboa. Yeah. Nice. The Stallone with the boxing ring 2006 kind of, those were the key ones here. All right, what else we got? Ooh, raining outside. It looks like the exact same Irish pub. Okay, this is like right up the main road here. This looks too new, but for some reason I was thinking like Back to the Future with like the clock tower. Like, what is this in the middle? What does that say? I don't know what that says. Begins with a P, I think. Kind of looked like a police station too. It's just kind of like the center of town type of thing. It is like downpour raining, right? I think that is the case. I mean, it's not Back to the Future, but I don't really have a good guess, so we're just gonna send it. It does look newer, so maybe we say like part. Well, they don't go back to the. We'll just say that. 66% or 6.3. Okay, completely different environment. We're now out in this more jungle with fruit, and we have some water in the distance. Very average score here. This is very tropical looking. I don't think I know this so far. It's not picking up much for me. We're just gonna send on like King Kong because it looks like kind of islandish. Not at all. Okay. Adventure Family Fantasy. Who's that? That looks like the guy from American Pie. I don't know if it actually is. Fantasy. Okay, she's in like pajamas. Is this like Matilda? I'm wondering if she goes to these places. This like bowl cut is giving me Matilda for some reason. Peter Pan, something like that. Don't know. We're just gonna say that. No. 2016, so actually not that long ago. What is this? What is this down here? Just person? 2016. It's very foggy. I am once again wondering if this person is like traveling places. Harry Potter 4. I don't think that's like, well, 2016. That's way too late. Goblet of Fire came out definitely before that, because that's the last one that I saw. And I remember in the mid 2000s watching the 5th one on a bus. So 2016 is definitely later. This is kind of throwing me off, this whole scene. Like, this feels like... And then this dude's outfit. It's not like a scary, it's fantasy. 2016. What was that one Disneyland ride? Like Tomorrowland or something? I don't know. Mark Rylance. Okay, these people were just out in the rain. It's the bedtime story one. The only bedtime story one I can really think of is, I mean, one, Where the Wild Things Are, but then two, that one kid who's like imagining that big creature. Redact statement. Mark Rylance. That name is familiar, but I don't know who that is. I don't know if I know this. I may just have to skip. I met the one with Adam Sandler. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. I think it's called, that literally is called like Bedtime Stories or something like that. Yeah, I think it's Bedtime Stories. Fast X Part 2 is in pre-production. I saw that was one of the movies on here, which is weird because I doubt they have photos. Vin Diesel announced Paul Walker is going to be appearing. You mean Brian, right? Because I think it's going to be Paul Walker's brothers, especially the one brother that looks pretty similar to him. Brian's character, I think, is going to be back in some capacity. Or I guess they could like do some CGI stuff for Paul Walker. But I did hear that, yeah, he's going to be included in some fashion. I don't think sitting on this one is going to help me unless anybody else is being helped by it, but that we skip. Spielberg, huh? This is a big freaking like troll. Touching this thing. I think I know what this is, but I don't remember the name. What was it? Is there one just called Troll? I doubt that's the answer. I don't think I saw this, but I'm familiar with it. May send it on Troll. Just because it's the best guess I got. The BFG, that's right. The big effing giant. I never saw it, but I remember the trailers for this. That's what I was thinking. I just did not remember that name. Okay, very old. Yeah, I mean, that is the more correct term. Big friendly giant. I'm getting like Speed vibes, but this bus is not remotely that. What does this say? City Island? We're driving on the right side of the road though, so I don't know. Trading places. Just send it on something. 80%, 7.8, so pretty well received. Okay, we have like cars from the 60s. What's the movie where not Greece, but like you have the two factions of people that are like going at it. For some reason I'm getting that kind of vibe here. What's the name of that movie? There's like dancing a lot in it. It's like a play. Yeah, I think you are more like an Italy one I'm thinking of. I don't know if this actually is, but it's like the two opposing groups. This isn't Back to the Future, is it? 80%, 7.8. This doesn't scream Back to the Future to me. Yeah, mine did too. I have had that happen frequently though when playing this. West Side Story, yeah, I'm getting that vibe, but I don't know. We'll just send it on that. I love how, what was it, like Dragon Ball Z was one of the drama crime. I mean, is this like a Godfather? How old does this look? I'm not like big on the whole like Robert De Niro like mob boss movies. I don't know. We'll pick one of the later ones. Part 3? No. I mean, this is like mob boss movie 100%. 93. I don't know. This is not my genre, if I'm being honest. I feel like there's a 90% chance Robert De Niro or Joe Pesci are in this movie, though, or both. Maybe Al Pacino throw in there, too. It's not this, but I'm just going to throw out the usual suspects. Robert De Niro. Big shocker. Big shocker. We got Robert De Niro in this movie. You know what? We'll send it on Taxi Driver. Not that. Robert De Niro directed it. I think that should be more of a clue for me than it is. This dude's like also like a mobster in like every movie. I think he's the like mobster-ish angel in Down to Earth with Chris Rock. They're making another I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot for the 2025 movie. I mean, they definitely hinted at a sequel in at the end of the movie. I don't think that one did super well in theaters either, though, but I can't imagine the budget was super high. I think this is going to be a movie I know the name of, but have not seen. I wish this was like the author game where I can just write in Robert De Niro and then feel confident about one of the choices there. this isn't like he didn't direct Goodfellas, right? I don't know when Goodfellas. We'll just type that because, yeah, A Bronx Tale. Actually, I've never heard of that, so I don't feel as bad. Okay, outside of random house at night. You know, you just said I know what you did last summer. Let's send it on that. 19%, 5.4. I mean, this does actually give those vibes. This is like Piranha though, or something. I'm thinking this is like Piranha. Ooh, problem is we have 3D, we have 3 double D. Really creative name choices. Piranaconda. Chris, that sounds like what you were talking earlier with boa versus what other snake that you named? Boa versus python. I mean, are these actually 2 separate movies, or is this just like we're gonna send a Piranha 3D? It is not. It is a comedy, class of 2013. Okay, somebody put a bunch of blue paint in their car. Kind of not the nicest move. Puritan Power. I don't know if this picture was like a misdirect because they're... Oh, I think... Well... This is giving me Grown Ups vibes with, what's his name? Taylor Lautner. When he's like with the popular people. Is that the second one though? That's of 2013 though. That's kind of older. I'm just gonna say Grown Ups and see where we land on that. I do think it's the second one that he's in, but 2013. This may actually be that movie with is it Seth Rogen where his neighbors are like fraternity people? Bad Neighbors, is that what the name of that movie was? I don't know if these people... We'll see. We'll send it on that because I don't know. Is that not the movie name? Maybe it's not on here. Maybe it's just called Neighbors. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think it's Sorority Rising. We'll just say Neighbors. Adam Sandler. I mean, I wasn't far off when I said Grown Ups. Is this Grown Ups 2? Was I in the right direction when I said that it probably was 2 because this was the Taylor Lautner scene? I was, yeah, okay. Technically, we kind of got it on 2 or 3 because this is... I kind of lean towards it being the second one, but we just picked the first one for some reason. I think because 2013... It surprised me that the sequel was that old. Yeah, this would have been a dead giveaway. All right, let's see what we got here. We'll probably do... I mean, it's kind of a lot, but we'll say 10 more correct answers. This is very generic. Honestly, that tile floor in the entryway is disgusting. Little dated with the TV. No idea. Mr. Mom. Okay, apparently that's not a movie on here. Uncle Buck. 73%, 7.4. This is giving like Spider-Man vibes. Is this the Tobey Maguire first one? It was. Nice. Got that pretty quick. I mean, the camera angle here definitely gave that a hint. And this is, I guess, his uncle's place. Fantasy action, kind of a weird descriptor of a superhero movie. Oh, this is Willem Dafoe when he's strapped down and he gets injected with the thing. That's him when he kills the guy, right? When he pushes, or he walks off the guy that he wrestled against. Green Goblin. Yeah, okay. All right, 9 more. It's kind of funny too that Sam Raimi did Spider-Man, like the Evil Dead dude, which is very dark outside. The Matrix. No. 61%, 6.0. Okay, I don't know if this bridge is prominent in the movie. This is giving me like kaiju movie vibes because it's a bridge shown here, but that may be a misdirect. I think we'll send it on your Godzilla 98 again. No. Family, fantasy, comedy, adventure. Okay, kid is dropping something down the chute. This is going to be a deep pull, but I'm going to guess Home Alone 3. I don't know. Maybe not. The face may not be right. No. Okay. I thought that was going to be amazing. Mrs. Keeper. Honestly, that kind of looks like Tobey Maguire. Family, fantasy, comedy, adventure. I wish we actually saw this kid's face, but that's why they're not showing it to us. He's using some kind of like throw the laundry down the chute thing. So I don't know if that's part of the movie. That's why I thought Home Alone 3, because I think there's actually a part where he uses that. Mrs. Keeper. This doesn't help me a whole lot. 99. I mean, Matrix was actually pretty spot on there. I think I'm just gonna skip here because I don't know the family portion of it. I'm a little lost on. Like, this feels like this kid is the main character, but I don't know if that's actually the case. I think we'll skip. Michael J. Fox. Is this Cats and Dogs? I almost said that, actually. Oh, it's Stuart Little. Right. I haven't seen... Is that actually... I think that is Tobey Maguire, right? That plays... Maybe he doesn't. He actually looks kind of old. But, I mean, it's the same vibe either way. Nice. Got there eventually. The Michael J. Fox with animals, definitely. I mean, that was a dead giveaway at the end. The nameplate, sorry. It said Mrs. Keeper. That did not help me. I have not seen all 6 Home Alone movies. I've only seen the first 3. The first 2, Macaulay Culkin, and then the third one. Third one's actually kind of underrated. I think I've seen parts of the 4th one where they like implement technology into the house, but I did not last very long for that one. How many did I got Spider-Man, right? Okay, I think 8 more after that. I kind of lost track on where I said the numbers were. Okay, person riding horse. Honestly, this is giving like Helm's Deep vibes to me. If I got this right, this would be wild. Lord of the Rings, Two Towers. Oh. It didn't really look like Gandalf, but I was kind of hoping it was. Is that what you were thinking? It does feel like he's coming over the hill with like reinforcements in the light. He's Gandalf the White now. What the heck is going on here? 64%, 7.6. So it's not the worst, but it's not stellar either. I hate these just like general gray ones. I'm like, cool. I can't see anything. I don't know if the stream shows it better than I can see it, but yeah, right. It's supposed to say Lord of the Rings. No idea. I mean, they're on a horse. This feels like driving though, but maybe it's not. You know what? Death Race. Send it. War, drama, action. Where are we walking, everybody? So doing another one's gonna be called Stoned Alone. I mean, I feel like the Home Alone franchise has kind of dipped since I will say 3 is a sneaky good, but after that I can't imagine they're great. Yeah, I think we Jojo Rabbit out at this point. A war, drama, action. Okay, so very middle of the road war movie. Where are we all walking to, everybody? It's making me think of that new Stephen King movie, The Long Walk, but it's clearly not that. Yeah, I could see that. I don't. The problem is, like, these are like civilians. Why are they walking behind like the military? I'm not sure. That feels like that should be a clue, but it's not for me. I can throw guesses out there. Let's just do it since we said it earlier. Let's just throw out other war movies. 2014. I think this is Inglourious Bastards. You mentioned it earlier. This looks like Brad Pitt from behind. I mean, it's kind of like Jojo Rabbit. How was that wrong? It literally says Brad Pitt, so that was Brad Pitt from behind. Schindler's List isn't that old, though. You may not have seen that when you typed that. 2014. Is that really not? Did I misspell? No, that's what 2014 war movie with Brad Pitt came out? I guess it probably would have said comedy if it was Inglourious Bastards. What average war movie with Brad Pitt came out? Maybe, but then would have said sci-fi. This doesn't look like there's alien era zombies, rather. Although maybe, I don't know what is happening in this last one. Also, he's got like long hair, I think, in World War Z. And he's not a soldier like he appears to be here. This feels like a movie that, since I don't know it, I'm not going to know. It's one of those you would just like know right off the rip if you knew it. I don't know what this is. I will just send it on that because it's better than just passing, but it's not World War Z. David Ayer. Okay, there's Brad Pitt holding somebody down. Kind of looks like Liam Hemsworth, but I don't think it is. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, 2014, you think I would know this one. What's the name of that movie? This isn't it, but that zombie war movie. I forgot the name of that one. I don't think I know what this is. So we'll just send it on with something war again. Ghosts of War. Fury. I don't know if I've heard of that one. All right. So we didn't get that one right. So still 8 more that we have to get right. I've never heard of Fury, though. I don't know if anyone else has. Okay, just building. So skyline of wherever this takes place. Cabin in the woods. No, yeah, I've never heard of it. 52%, 6.4. So we're upstairs in some... This is giving me Jumanji vibes. Like the shoe factory. I don't know if it actually is, but... No. Okay, rom-com and family. What actually is this down here? They're like painting, maybe? I assume this is some... This looks like the downstairs of that last picture. Where we have this character. Family rom-com movie. I don't think I know this. I can't even tell you who this actor is. Or where this is. It's very clearly 13 going on 30. 2001. This looks like San Francisco. Partially because it's a trolley, but it's also like a very steep slope there. Like Pursuit of Happiness gave me a thought here, but 2001 is earlier. 2001. Water for Elephants. Sure. I don't know. Is that actually the name of the movie? If so, it's not an option here. So probably not that. Okay. 2001. Once again, not this, but let's just send out like rom-coms out there. Julie Andrews. Is this like the Princess Diaries or something? I almost said that in the last one, honestly, but... Yeah. Well, I know there's multiple, so... Is it Royal and Gate? She looks quite royal. Or do we think it's the first one? 2001? I think it's the first one. Nice. Okay, yeah. That was a little bit of a giveaway. That looks like Jack Nicholson in the back. I almost guessed it here, but not because I thought it was that. I just was throwing out other rom-com names. All right, 7 more. Black and White Staircase. is this actually black and white, or are you misleading me? The Lighthouse, because that's a black and white movie. No. 97%, 9. Wow. So top tier. Oh, I don't know if the giver is 97%, 9, honestly. I will go with it if I don't have anything better, but that's a very high score. I'll send it on that, but that feels like I don't think that movie did that well. Drama. Yikes. Is this black and white because it's old? Are you getting me in trouble here? I think we're gonna be in trouble here. This is clearly Mary Poppins. I don't have any idea. Okay, good. 1957, my favorite year. This dude's having a rough go of it. We're not getting this movie. The only shot I have at getting it is because it's so highly scored, but I promise you I've never seen this. I have no idea. What came out in 1957? I'm just going to name semi-older movies because this is not helpful for me. Henry Fonda. Yeah, right. Wizard of Oz. That's... Honestly, like It's a Wonderful Life is kind of coming to mind, but I just don't have any good guesses, so... To Kill a Mockingbird. There's a lot of court going on here. "12 Angry Men." They are angry jury members. I have heard of that, but I've never seen it. All right, still 7 more. Yikes. Okay, Fiji water van. Dude's robbing the Fiji water van. Water for elephants. I'm just kidding. I would say like Inside Job or Inside Man, The Town, something like that. This does appear to be a bank. So are we robbing the bank? Is this Baby Driver? That's the only thing I can think of maybe here. It's a pretty low score though. No. Rom-com. Okay, I was getting like theft movie. Rom-com with the bank. With a pretty bad score. Would Yes Man count as a rom-com? I don't feel like it does. Dick and Jane. I mean, I also was naming a Jim Carrey movie. Hey, it was Yes Man. Maybe that's the one you were thinking of. But he works at a bank and he has to like give everyone loans and stuff because he says yes to everything. Maybe he says yes to riding a motorcycle. I think this is when they go to Nebraska because they're like taking a spontaneous trip and they're like, oh, cool. Nebraska. Sure. Yeah, here's where he gets like convinced to do it. This would not have helped me other than Jim Carrey. Yeah, he's like, this was actually a funny scene. Hey, there's 300. Or he like sees him there and he knows he's in the movie store. Did I say 7 after that one? So 6 now we have to get. Sometimes I get it. We'll see. This is giving The Hobbit. It's very luscious and green. It's giving Shire vibes. There's a... Is that like a sheep down there? I mean, we can send it on probably one of those. That's just The Hobbit, we'll say. We should say An Unexpected Journey, because I'm pretty sure this one is like the animated one. No, wow, 27%, 5.2, really awful movie. Yikes. I don't even think The Hobbit would be that bad. Long Table. This is clearly The Princess Diaries 2. Back in Action, whatever the next one's called. Royal Engagement. No. Action adventure sci-fi. I mean, that's a trio that I actually like. A bad action adventure sci-fi. Okay, we have like, what is this, like Border Patrol? It feels like here. Honestly, this reminds me of Blue Streak ending with Martin Lawrence and Luke Wilson, but sci-fi does not apply there. I don't think it's this, but Paul. No. 2017. It's not too long ago. I think I should get this. Climb this rope down here. Is this like a Tomb Raider? It's kind of giving Tomb Raider. It's kind of sci-fi. Problem is there's probably a lot of those, so... Huh. Wahlberg? Is this Uncharted? 2017. I don't think it's been that long since that came out, though. I don't see Wahlberg in this picture. That's the problem. Also could be Transformers. Yeah. I never saw that one, but he is in one of the Transformer movies. Question is, which... I think it's like the 4th one that he's in. Okay, you got the regular one. Dark of the Moon, I think, is one of the original trilogy. Yikes. Okay, there's a lot of Transformers. Age of Extinction, that sounds like maybe the one he was in. No, it is a Transformers, though. Dang it. Okay. There's Bumblebee, obviously. Optimus looking there. I almost saw this one time for a screener, but the line was like insanely packed. And I think we saw something else instead too, anyway. It's one of the Transformers. Which one is it? Okay, we just said Age of Extinction. Options are Revenge of the Fallen, The Last Night. I don't think it's Beginnings. Rise of the Beast makes me think Beast Wars, so I don't think it's that. I think in between Revenge of the Fallen or Dark of the Moon. I'll take Dark of the Moon. It was the last night. Okay, well, technically we didn't get that one. So you still got to do 6. How many times are we gonna see just farm animals? I don't know. We talked about it earlier. 7. 74%, 7.8. Kind of older looking cars. No idea. Blow. Drama history. Are we doing like Armageddon again? (2016) Drama history 2016. I don't know why these looked like they were astronauts. They probably actually aren't. History. So I don't think it's gonna be something like fake, like Interstellar. 2016. 0 Dark 30. No. Taraji Henson. I don't know who that is. Okay, definitely a bit of an older film based off that kid's hat and all the clothing here. Don't think I know this one. The Help. I believe that. It also kind of made me think of, what was that plane movie? It was like the first group of like African American pilots. Is that like Red Boys or something like that? Kind of gave me that vibe too. I'll go with The Help though. It sounds like you probably feel more confident than I am. No. She was Empire and Person of Interest. Okay. What's that movie I was thinking of? I mean, maybe it's not that, but the one where they are, was it like Flyboys? It was something I thought it was like, I think Red was in the title. Red Tails? I think that's what I'm thinking of. I may send it on that because that's closest I can get. The whole like history makes me think it's got to be like a true story. Did it come out that year? I don't know. Hidden Figures. I was completely wrong. I guess the last photo probably would have been like a plane if it was that. All right, we are stuck on 6 still. Thrashed Grocery Store. This is making me think of The Mist. Maybe like a Zombieland. 82%, 7.5. These lights don't ring a bell. I was also thinking maybe like Alien Invasion. Something went wrong here. Don't think it's Zombieland, but we gotta put something out there. This could be Zombieland 2. I feel like they're at the end with that like theme park, right? No. Horror, drama, sci-fi. I almost said War of the Worlds. But this picture doesn't make me think of that. Also could be like I Am Legend, maybe. I remember them going in a grocery store in War of the Worlds. This makes me think of like him walking down the street in the stores with I Am Legend. I don't know what is happening here. I'll send it on that, I think. Although there's a few that come to mind. Okay, this is awfully familiar, but it's not ringing a bell. 2018, so pretty recent. Why do you look familiar? I feel like this guy dies in the scene if this is at all what I'm thinking of. 2018. Huh. We have to skip on this one because I'm not sure. I'm not really sure really what this picture even is showing us. It looks like a line at an amusement park or something. This feels like the most revealing photo. It's not ringing a bell quite at this moment. I think we're gonna skip. Emily, oh, this is A Quiet Place. 2018 though, which A Quiet Place is? I mean, is Krasinski there? 2018. Have we had that many since then? Because we'll just send it on the first one and see. Nice. Emily Blunt gave it away for me. And obviously John Krasinski would have been helpful. So it was zombie-ish. All right, 5 more. No idea. I think my browser's also like freezing. I'm thinking like The Day After Tomorrow. Yes, I think we're freezing up. 1 second. Let me. I had that a few times recently with my browser just deciding to crash a little bit. All right, there we go. There. We're gonna say The Day After Tomorrow. No. This could be Limitless. We were talking about that recently. I don't know if that was what was on the. Well, Limitless was one of the actual ones we got recently, right? So I don't think they would double dip. Something with pills with ladies on them. So this is probably like ecstasy or some kind of like manufactured drug. Pretty low score, 38%, 6.6. I think we did get this the other day, but so I don't think it can be correct, but I don't really have a good guess from this. So we will just double dip and realize it's not going to be right. Miami. Adventure, action, comedy, thriller, crime. The comedy inclusion there is interesting. Crime. thriller too. I don't know. I'm thinking like the end of the world, or like, how about like Baywatch? Where did that take place? Was that in Miami? No, 2003. TNT. Okay, we have police here. So we said comedy. Is this Bad Boys? I think it's probably Bad Boys 2 or just 1. Trying to debate when Bad Boys 1 and 2 came out. We'll send it on Bad Boys 2. It was nice. Okay, this would have been, I would have narrowed it down from there. Michael Bay directed a lot of movies. All right, I think 4 left, we said. I feel like I should be able to get it from this, actually. This feels like a very memorable painting. This feels like I should be able to get this. Like you have some dude down the water just rowing. I don't think that this is it, but I just randomly thought of that Bryan Cranston, Kevin Hart movie. Forgot the name of it, but I have no idea what this is. We're just gonna throw something out there. We probably could get it on first guess, but I'm not gonna waste time on it. Pretty good review, 71%, 8.3. Okay, apartment here. I don't know. This looks like New York. We'll just say like, actually we already had Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2. Drama. Is this Good Will Hunting? I'm pretty confident this is Good Will Hunting. That's why I think this is his painting. Yeah. I should have gone on the first one. I knew this painting. It's the painting that Robin Williams shows him. Yeah, here's him and Damon. And there's him doing his janitorial stuff as he solves the equations. And how about them apples? I've seen this movie so many times, I feel like, based off of this. Yeah, and there's the professor. I could have gotten that on 1. I don't think we got 1 on 1 today, but this would have been the one to get 1 on 1 try. All right, 3 more. Also, my browser just froze a little bit, but that is probably Toy Story 3, I'm thinking. All right, I need to maybe I'll close some tabs. Maybe that's the problem here. Let's close some of these. Okay. All right. Hopefully that makes it not happen as much. I'm getting like Toy Story 3. So it could be one of the other ones. This is not Toy Story 3. I guess that is like Bo Peep, so maybe it's just a reference to that character. I never saw Toy Story 4, so let's try that one. I don't know if it's Toy Story though. It was. Okay, well, maybe we could have gotten on the first one. I guess since I don't remember the scene, 4 would have been a better first guess. Yeah. All right, 2 more, I believe. Ooh, we are in... This is Shawshank Redemption. Also, why is there a movie called Shawshank Redemption and The Shawshank Redemption? All right, we got our first try one. We almost did it on the last 2. We officially got it here on this one. That's a sad one. All right, last one. Although that would have been a good one to end it on. Police siren on top of like a Mustang or something, or like a Camaro. I don't know what. This is giving me like Dukes of Hazzard or something. Oh. This is that Angelina Jolie movie where she can like bend the bullets, right? What's that called? It was like one word. I think this is that. I don't know why they would show us this otherwise. I forgot the name of that movie. I don't think I've ever actually watched it, but dang, I forgot the name of it. We'll skip. It's actually, I don't think it's that. It's got comedy. Interesting. I mean, it's set, what are we? Global Network News. I said Dukes of Hazzard. We'll go with the similar one. We'll say Starsky and Hutch. It's not that. 2010. All right, we got double pistols from whoever this is. Feels like we have some kind of like mocking spy movie. Like, what was that Steve Carell one called? It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. I'm gonna skip. Will Ferrell. Oh, this is this the other guys? Nice. I gave that away with Will Ferrell, and you have The Rock and is that Sam Jackson there? Wahlberg. All right, cool. Did decent on those today. Let me hop on over. So, just was kind of a chill stream tonight. Just figured to hop on, do some more of guess the movie, some bracket stuff. So, a few things we've done recently where it's like kind of more engaging for people to hop in and chat, and pretty low key as well. So, but yeah, I think we'll call it on that. And I mentioned this earlier, but probably we'll watch together this week in all likelihood. And if so, I will do a review for it. Did put out the Bakugo review for folks that are interested in SH Figure Arts, My Hero Academia stuff, and then the usual Dexter stuff as well will be coming out this week. So that's about it. And probably we'll keep doing some more lives. So hopefully people are digging that. So other than that, thanks for everyone hopping in. JDev, Lex, Chris, And Eli, I think you were here earlier as well. I think that was everybody. By the way, thank you guys for hopping in, hanging out for a bit, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.